Delight us with his Torah, and on a personal level, I learn every day, and there are new delights every single day.
I feel that I have steiged tremendously from being able to give a Daf Yomi shir, and I'm looking forward to the next cycle.
What a simcha, what an excitement. The heart is full of joy. Pamalya shel malo with Kucharichu celebrating with us and saying, Chazu, Chazu, bonai chavivai.
All of you can do it. Mazel tov to those who have done it, and for those who are about to start, embark on this journey. L'chaim u'Shalom, Nisiyat Tova. Thank you very much.
Kiyadua, the idea of Daf Yomi was an idea initiated by the Heilige Besul Mitshotkev, Zchus Yogn Aleinu, and he asked from his Talmud, Rabbi Gon Rameh Shapira, Zecher Tzadik Levorcha, to broadcast and suggest the idea to Klal Yisrael. I think that the intention of Daf Yomi was, of course, that every Yid in Klal Yisrael should be able to become a Shas Yid, a personal elevation. But I think the idea of Daf Yomi is much stronger. Kihem Chayenu v'Oirech Yomenu is Kihem Chayenu means it becomes a way of life. What I mean to say is, when a person has an iron commitment of learning Daf Yomi every day, a father, a husband, so it doesn't only have an effect on him, it has an effect on the whole family, has an effect on the whole household, and everything in the day revolves around the shir. So memela, the whole surroundings become elevated, the whole family, the shti becomes a Torah-dik shtib. I myself can testify, Baruch Hashem, I was zoicha, my father is a loy Daf Yomi, kol yimei chayav. He actually also founded the shir. My grandfather, Reb Nathan Meir, Zechon Levucha, he was a loy Daf Yomi all his life, and the impression that it made on us, on children, grandchildren, is an impression which stays lo'olam v'od. I say to anybody who considers to join Daf Yomi, should I join? Obviously it seems like a har gadol to finish the whole of Shas, but it's a hachlota which has consequences l'doros. A person who is committed to Daf Yomi, it has an effect on him, on his household, on his children, and his grandchildren l'doros. The Mamad Siyum Hashas, which we are zoicha to here in the UK, I think is just about as close as anything we will get to Mamad Har Sinai, the Kabbalah Torah b'Makelos v'Rivois Amcha v'Yis Yisrael. The Hakdama to Kabbalah Torah in the Torah Akdosha is Koisoymar leveis Yaakov v'Sagid livnei Yisrael. Koisoymar leveis Yaakov is Amira Loshen Raka, a word of chizuk in appreciation, because the emes dike mesiras nefesh, which allows the tens and hundreds and thousands of lemdei Daf Yomi to go out to the Shia, whatever time it is of the day, is the Bnei Yisrael, it's the Beis Yaakov who support them and give them the chizuk. And as the Heilige Tana Rebbe Akiva said, the schus of limud Torah, the schus of kiddush, Shem Shemayim Berabim, is attributed as niskaf the schus of the Noshim Tzidkoniyos.
Right, among all living animals.
Uno Deus uno namas. Uno so
and the second one came out naturally.
Like you need to nullify Limbamino.
Right.
De la mascota de la remora se entiende que
גם היום לפעמים ישנן דרכיים וכמי מהדומו
אין יחס למעלה ואין יחס למטה, בחזרה אין יחס למטה ואין יחס למעלה.
Why is it באחד? There was a story with one person ששיגר לחברה.
בוא נגיד הוא יזרוק את חטאת. אז לא יש לו יזרוק את חטאת עליהם. Not the newly, not
into the nidava.
נסה לתרגם את זה למציאות של היום.
That's what it makes sense. That's what it has to be. You sport it.
It's actually this. He thought maybe he's being honest over here. He's actually myself being honest to him. I want to do this with the inside of the middle of the body.
So now we head back whether or not a treifa is going to live
goes in Bolsa Goy and says, I need an
Actually,
Then you take it from the anybody that he's Shech Vazeh or Vitameh
We don't have to worry about buying.
שלנו עוסקת, מה שאנחנו כן מסתפקים כאן, הסוגיה שלנו עוסקת בנושא הזה.
So therefore, that's even more.
That's your karma. Kapara Kibbutz.
Right? What it's talking about.
9 years and 1 day. Shabbat,
Mark and Chalal. Regular food.
It's by the hair of...
לפי מי שאומר שיש מעיין טמא ומעיין טהור, מים מטמא לך
previous birth. So there's no way that these young animals...
If you did it in light,
she's included, and if he was an ani, he'd also...
Where's nice and nice? Who the shit is that? Where's nice?
All over Pop, we did Rabbi Barashi.
למה? בשלבים קטנים, ועדיף בעלי גורים. תגיד לי, איך אתה עושה דבר?
After the Second World War, Rav Aaron Paperman, a former Talmud of Telz, became a chaplain with the United States Army to go to the DP camp to be able to help hundreds of people who never came out of the concentration camps. People would ask him for clothing. They would ask him for medications. One afternoon, a man, Yaakov Hirsch Seeger, came and said, "Chaplain, could you please get me above a comma?" And Rabbi Paperman said, "A what?" And Yaakov Hirsch said to him, "Chaplain, you never heard of above a comma?" And of course I know of the Gemara above a comma. But I'm here to rehabilitate people. People ask me about medications or clothing that they might need. He said, "Chaplain, 4 years ago, I was in my kitchen in Hungary and I was learning a Gemara. And the Nazis, Yimach Shemon, they took me away. I haven't seen a Gemara in 4 years. I need a Gemara. I want to see those letters. I want to learn a Mishnah. I want to learn a Brisa. I want to hold a Masechta in my hand. Please, chaplain, if you can only give me a Gemara." In a few moments, we are going to be Messiah Shas with this Gemara. This precious Gemara is one of the only ones that's left from the DP camps. By making a סיום Hashas with this Gemara, we make a bridge to the difficult past, but we also make a commitment to the future.
I will love you, cause I will I am, Ki ato yiru koileles kol ato yivois shibuoilo 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 Imoy bena yudom margishim Imoy bena yudom margishim Oy the Messias Oy Baba Rayevus Ibe Messias Baba Rayevus Devato ero Oy Mislatin ya khareho Mislatin ya khareho Velo ya koshane ayem velo ya lo Ki ato yiru koileles kol ato yivois shibuoilom 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 Ki ato yiru koileles Ay kolato yivois ishebo
momentarily, please make your way into the arena and your seat and enjoy the evening. Please join us in welcoming the Rabbonim into the arena for the commencement of the Siyum.
Yom Tov Rabunon, Avit me yoy me tu vele Rabunon, yoy Git yom tev rabunon. Git yom tev rabunon. Avine yoy me tuvele rabunon. Yoy me tuvele rabunon. Git yom tev 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 rabunon. Yoy me tuvele rabunon. Avine yoy me tuvele rabunon, yoy me tuvele rabunon. Ay ki chazine tzove rabunon, b'shuli masechte. Avine yoy me tuvele rabunon, yoy me tuvele rabunon. Ay git yom tev rabunon, git yom tev rabunon. Avine yoy me tuvele rabunon, yoy me tuvele rabunon. Git yom tev rabunon, hay git yom tev. Avine yoy me tuvele rabunon, yoy me tuvele rabunon.
Bruchim haboim, dayonim, rabbonim, Roshei yeshivos, Roshei moistois, magidei shiurim bichlal, v'shiurei hadaf bifrat. Bruchim haboim to all those who have valiantly learnt each daf and completed the Heilige Shas, and of course to their wives and families, without whose help they could never have reached this milestone. Baruch haba to a boy from a shul in Finchley who, despite great disability, has persevered to take at least something from each of the 2,700 plus staffim for the last 7.5 years. Baruch haba to each and every one of this Kahila Kedoshah Hadain who has come be'emes to give honor to the Heilige Torah and to those who have learnt it. Tonight is a Yontif which the Vilna Gaon describes the feelings of this Yontif as feelings of sosoin, feelings of great accomplishment and success. 7.5 years ago was Simcha, Sameichim B'Tzeisom, a self-created excitement. But tonight is Sosoin, a deep feeling of accomplishment and success. Like in the days of Shushan of old, LaYehudim hoysa oiro v'simcha v'sosoin. They set out on new Torah projects, v'simcha, and they completed them, and that was sosoin. Yet we find in a pasuk in Yeshaya, which we all know, we find a strange expression. We find the expression sosoin v'simcha yasigu, with simcha mentioned after sosoin. The beginning, which is simcha, is being mentioned after the end, which is sosoin. Says the Vilna Gaon that is talking the Osid Lavoi. Built on the Gemara in Sukkah, he explains that pasuk is telling you the Osid Lavoi, people will never stop. As soon as they're finished, their hearts will be so open to absorb the feeling of sosoin. They will absorb with a full intensity the value of each Mishnah, the value of each daf, the value of each mitzvah. People osid lavoi, when their hearts are opened, will be so inspired by previous achievements that they will start new programs or new cycles, and they will find themselves emotionally, intellectually ready to take on far more than they ever had dreamt they were capable of. Sosoin v'simcha yasigu. They will be going higher and higher. It will be a spiral going up and up. Klal Yisrael, when they come together, like they have for Daf Yomi, for 13 cycles, we get caught in a cycle, a spiral, an upward spiral. It's already happening now. If 7.5 years ago they started with excitement, then now there are people who have already started a new cycle with great passion. This cycle is what is taking place in front of our very eyes, and we're caught up in it. Let me tell you a story. There was a Rav in Philadelphia in the early 1920s. His name was Rabbi Ephraim Yolis. He was very lonely there, as you can imagine, in Philadelphia in 1920. And his father wrote to him about Daf Yomi, which had been launched in Vienna that year at the Agdol of Agudath Israel. And Rabbi Ephraim started learning the Daf. But by his own admission, he was very lonely. And after a time, it petered out. But Meir Shapira, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, turned up in Philadelphia and he said, don't give up, carry on. And he carried on and he finished that cycle. When he finished, he started the next cycle with a passion. With such a passion, he completed in Philadelphia 8 cycles of Daf Yomi. By the time he was 97 years old, Rabbi Ephraim Yolis, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, after the Leil HaSeder at 2 a.m., would calmly sit down to learn the daf of that day with a passion. He went to a great-grandson's bris as a sandik from Philadelphia to New York. When he came home, the younger members of his family fell into bed. He calmly sat down to learn his daf with a passion. And when he was nifta, they found in his savar that he had left a savar that they should inscribe upon his matzeva the daf that he was up to, the daf that he learned on the day he was nifta. And there's a matzeva on Har Hazesim, the matzeva of Rabbi Ephraim Yolis, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, which has on it Zavochim, Daf Tzadik Hey Omid Aleph. One can only imagine when such a yid comes to Shomayim, the base in Shomayla says, Nu Rabbi Ephraim, you finished Daf Tzadik Hey. Meir Shapira in Gan Eden is about to start Daf Sadik Vov, and that's where you should go, and you should join him there. This passion of Ephraim Yolis is the passion that is setting into Klal Yisrael as we are sitting here now. There are Revovos of Yidden who've already started this cycle, and they're going Michael El Choyel. New chaburas are being created. I was counting in Manchester, Erev Avoikim V'Sarayim, besides the new shiurim on 5 continents. There are new chaburas, people doing chazara, people doing hachana. More and more is happening as we are talking. There's a chabura of younger lights, of young people, actually young working people in Manchester who've just finished a cycle. And they've decided to go Michael El Choyel. They fondly remember how their Rosh Hashiva gave them a shir klali. Every so often would take a central point in the sugya and delve into it a little bit more. And they've already booked that their Rosh Hashiva should give them a shir klali on Rosh Chodesh Shvat Haba Aleinu L'Taiva. And they're dreaming and planning that he'll give 90 shiurim over the next 7.5 years. Klal Yisrael are caught up in a passion. The Hadran is becoming Mahadrin min Mahadrin. Moisif v'hoylech kedivrei Beis Hillel. And it's not just in Manchester. I have in front of me Marim McCoymus from a shul in Flatbush, where they've created a shir klali, and they've already put in the Marim McCoymus. And in Zurich it's already in place. Hashem, times have come when Aliyah going up and up, that spiral of upward movement has already taken hold of Klal Yisrael. Unfortunately, there are whirlpools in the world that look to pull people down. But we have a spiral that is lifting people up, and is destined to lift up even some of those people that are caught up nebuch in those whirlpools. Tonight, as we buy into that passion, as people decide to learn the daf and realize they've got the strength to catch up the couple of dafim over Shabbos, there's Hashros Hashchina, the divine presence is with us. Having here Talmidei Chachamim and Gedolei Yisrael, we will be guided in our upgrade in Torah projects bichlal, supporting Torah and Habotzas Torah, and in Daf Yomi bifrat. The Shechina is shoyra mitoich simcha, v'hoya kenagein hamenagein, v'atihi olav yad Hashem. As we hear the music, the Shechina is shoyra.
Come
call upon Rav Betzal Kamyonki Shlita, the Rav of Beis Medrash Shir Agudath Israel, to lead us in the capital of Tehillim. We call upon Dayan Israel Yankov Lichtenstein Shlita, the Rosh Beis of the Federation, the next capital, and Rav David Dunner Shlita, Dayan and Magid Shir in northwest London, the following capital. After that, there will be Achenu Kol Beis Israel and Hirotzen for Chaylim, led by Rav Yaakov Meir Rosenbaum Shlita, Rosh Yeshiva Sker in London. And we ask the Olam to have in Zin by all the capital of Tehillim, all that need Yeshuas.
Wat mir geheißen, de Mannen, Rabbi Srul Chaim Shol ben Breindl, was davor Mare 4, betoch Schach Heul Yisruel, mit Stein jetzt nach Matzef, von 1000 Jiden zusammen, mit den Ausbeten Yeshias, mit Refies, Lomun am Sogen Kapitel bei Gimel. Shir Mizmoir Leusof, Elohim Alidu Miloch, Al techrash v'al tishkoit kail. Ki na yoivechu yemoyin im zanechu nosiroi. Alamchu yarim isoid vis yuatzi al tzivinechu Omri lichi vanach achidai migoi lo yizuch hashaim yisnu ailoi Ki no yatzil laiv yachidov uleichu bris yichoisi Ola yedoim vishmeailim moyo viagrim Gevol v'amoin v'amulaik pleishes im yoish vaitzim Gam ashir nilvu imom hu Yisroya lifnai loitzeilum Asailu em kimidyon kisisnu chiyuvin binachal kishoin Nish medivi eine doyar hu yudoimen adumun Shisai moini divai moi koi rai vichizai al minu kol nisichai moi Asher omri nirshuluni Ais niois Elohim Elohai shisai moicha galgal kikash lifnai riach Ki aish tivar yuar ich leuvu Turin. Kein Tier defein bisarechu, if sie fosru sivalaim. Malay fnayem kuloin, Ivakshi shimchu adoinoi. Yavoishi vibuali adayad, viachperi vioivaidim. Viaidi ki atu shimchu adoinoi levadeichu elyoin alikol uretz.
Shir hamalois v'mamakim kosicho Adonai. Adonai shimo v'koili tieno de kashuvois l'koel tachdunoi. Mavoinoi istishmoyo Adonai biyamoid. Oy ki imcho aslicho leman tivorei. Ki visi Adonai kivso nafshi v'lidvoroi hecholti. Nafshi ladinoi mishoimim laboike, shoimrim laboike. Yachel Yisrael el Adonai, ki barnei chesed v'arbei iboi fidus. V'hu yivdes Yisrael mikol avonoisov.
Maskil David, b'yosoi b'amaros tefila. Koili el Adonai ezak, koili el Adonai eskanon. Eshpohik lefonav sichi, sorosi lefonav agid. Bisatef olai ruchi, vato yodatu nesivasi, boyagzu aleich tom nufachli. Abeit yomin rei ve'ein li makir, avad monois bimeni, ein dereish lenafshi. Zoakti eilecho Adonai, umati atomachsi, chelki be'eretz hachayim. להקשיבו אל גינוסי, כדי לא יסימויד, הצילני בין רפאי, כי יום עצו ממני. היציאה ממסגי נפשי, לא ידויס את שמך, בי יקטירו צדיקים כסגמוי ללוי. אחינו כל בייס ישראל,
Achayne kol beis Israel am sinim betzuro beshivyo oim dem baim bayam ne baim bayabushu amukoim yerachem alayhem yoitziaim betzuro levucho mafailo leoiro im shibet ligelu hastu bakulo is mankure venoima umain Misha baile chaber seine Avrom Yitzchak v'Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shloimoi Suro Rivka Rucha V'Layu Yevurach v'Yirapes Kol Choylai Amo Yisrael Bave Shekol HaKol Mispalim Baviram B'schaz HaKudosh Baruch Hu Yimal Rachmim Alayhem Lach Limam Il Rapoisam Ilach Sikam Ilach Yoisam וישלח להם מהירו רפיו שלהם מן השמיים לכל אברהם ולכל גדיים רפיס הנפש רפיס הגב השתו בגולה זמן קורב ונוימה ומיין.
At this moment, Mekadmin Uni Bebrucha Kvoid Mura da Asra Shlita Sie kommen Mishtatev Zan in the Simcha. The Masmidei Siyum project aimed at including children in the Siyum celebrations was launched this year. Over 4,000 boys across the country with a dedicated hotline with raffles and prizes has helped develop a generation of young Masmidim who with time will grow into Messiahim and Talmidei Chachomim. We call our 12 Masmidei ambassadors to join the dais and on behalf of all the Masmidim receive their certificates in front of the Kohol who are gathered here celebrating the Siyum Hashas. This will be followed by a short video tribute to celebrate this tremendous achievement. Our Masmidim.
And welcome to my Wembley Arena. Today's daily winner is...
My dear children of the Masmidei Siyum, look around at the thousands of Yidden gathered here today. Know that we are joined as well by hundreds of thousands around the world. We all celebrate your phenomenal accomplishment. You have not only become Masmidim, but Masmidei Siyum. The Torah you have learned has inspired us, it has inspired our friends, It has inspired our families and energized the entire world. Indeed, Chazal teach, Eina olam miskayim, ela b'schus hevel piem shel tinoika shel beis rabban. You, my dear children, are holding up the world.
You too can get to that level. Each one of you can become a big Talmud Chacham and a Agdol Israel. Hashem should give you a blessing. You should grow, have koyach to grow in Torah until you reach the highest heights possible for you.
Tire Kinderler, today is all about your simcha. Hours and hours you've learned and chazet, Chumash, Mishnayos, and Gemara, whether at home, in shul, or the playground in school. Our boys, we are not finished today. Let's continue and steig and learn more Chumash, more Mishnayos, and more Gemara. And in Yez Hashem, one day, you will be finishing the whole entire Shas. Mazel Tov to all Mishtatzvim of Masmidei Siyum.
Boys, stay tuned, as details for the next part of the Masmidei Siyum program will be forthcoming very soon. Mazel tov, and keep on steiging.
The Gedolei Hador have traditionally dedicated the Siyum Hashas in memory of the Neshomos of the Kedoshim that gave their lives al Kiddush Hashem. Please rise as we ask Chazan Harushi Chaim Adler to recite Keil Mulei Rachamim Lezeicha Nishmusam, and also the Neshama of Harav Meir Shapiro, founder of the Limud of Daf Yomi.
Heil Molei Rachamim Shoichein Ba'meroim Hametzei Menucha Nechoino Kanfei Ashchino B'mahalois Kedoshim Uteoirim Kezoyar Hurukia Mehirim Umazirim Esenisimaz Aguoin Hasadik Rabo Shel Lublin Harav Rabbi Yehuda Meir Ben Harav Rabbi Yaakov Shimshon Shapiro Yosei Marayoin HaKodosh של לימוד הדף היומי ומייסד ישיבת חכמי לובלין. ואת מיליוני הקדושים שנספו בשעה איומה בשנויס תפסיני אנושים ונושים ילדים וילדויס וטף שנהרגו ושנשחטו ושנטבחו ושנשרפו ובאוידם יסויס משונויס בשעה איומה באירופה על ידי הנאצים הארורים ועוזריהם יימח שמם וזכרם.
אוי כי לא יישא קודש שמו בוסרו נפשו ויעבל קדוש
ונשמויס אלה מלומדי הדף היומי שהתחילו בלימוד הש"ס במחזור הי"ג ולא יזכו לסיימוי בעבור שכל הקול הקדוש הזה נספלל לעילוי נשמור סוף בגן עדן תהיה מנוחתם לכן בעל רחמים יסתירם בססר כנופיו לעולמים ויצרוי רביצרוי רחיים אס נשמוי סיים אדוני הוא נחלו בוסו ויונוחו וישורוי על משכבם ונאמר
The Chofetz Chaim Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, went along to the Polish Prime Minister to appeal to him on behalf of the Chadorim, which were in danger. He spoke in Yiddish, and those accompanying the Chofetz Chaim wanted to translate his very powerful words into Polish, upon which the Polish Prime Minister himself said, "There is no need. Watching the rabbi talk was enough for me. I could see what was in his heart, and he was mevatel the gezerah on the spot." This evening, on this Yontef, we have only one drosha in Yiddish. Reb Menashe Yisrael Reisman Shlita gives a shir Daf Yomi which is heard by revovois of Yidden. Even those that do not speak Yiddish will be inspired, will pick up on his passion just by watching him. Hagoyen Reb Menashe Yisrael Reisman Shlita.
Beshis Mud Asren Rabunim Rushe Yeshivas Lomda Daf Yomi Magidishir Daf Yomi Munon Rabunon Raboisai. In dem Rand gefasst dem Zeumer Asiri auf dem Beis Hamikdash mit Jerusalem. Eine von den Sachen, was im Agdol dem Beis Hamikdash ist, dass es gewesen ein Platz von Avodas HaZibur. Ganz klar Israel ist gewesen vereinigt darin dem. Sie bei dem Mishmuras Keine, Mishmuras von jüdischen Kindern, was haben getan, der Avodah bei Samigdash geschlichen von ganz klar Israel. Es hat gegeben, macht es ein Shekel, jeder einer von jüdischen Kindern zu derselben zibirische Kasse, was uns am gewähnt schützen, alle zusammen in der Avodah bei Samigdash. In Sommer nicht, in einem Zman von einem Choben bei Samigdash, a Sach, was ist Maachet, a so wie der bei Samigdash, und nicht bedäumele sein. Wie größer damals gewesen, der Argusche für Scheiches und Achdes, wenn alle seine gewähnt schützen in derselbe Sach. Und Pneich hat Uaini, Gulini Marzaini, es fällt in sehr stark auf die Sach. In dem letzten Jahr, aber solche gewesen zu etwas Mense. Der Daf Yomi, der gewaltige Gedank, an derselbe Teure, derselbe Siege, in derselbe Machschuwe, ist massig jüdische Kinder in alle Ecken von der Welt. Es ist ein Achdes, Arima Blatt gemurren, Arima bei Samigdash von Teure, aber bei Samigdash von Ablettel gemurren, das ist ein Gläsele Bronfen, bis mit Tunke mit zum Kretschme. Der Daf Yomi, Chitz von dem gewaltigen Gedanken, was liegt hinter dem, hat uns gegeben, noch ab san Eirich, wo es ist an Eirich bei Fnayatzmoi. Das Sioum von dem Daf Yomi, was wird gefeiert 1 zu 7 Uhr. Es ist nicht nur ein Poel Joitze, nur das ist ein Tachlis Laatzmo. Der Achdes, was kennt sich in Klal Yisrael in Sof, im Endig Chas, was jüdische Kinder sind sich misachet im Amudem von Kuvada Teure, mit Sof Eulam und Zeufoi, von Mizrach Australien bis Marev Amerika. Das ist ein Tani Gudel für jüdische Neshumes. Es ist am Ende von der Mammet von der Hakail, was jüdische Kinder umgehalten bei Samigdash, von der Melech hat geleint in der Teure, le Oznai kol Beises Zuhe, le Anushim, Anushim Vartaf. Die Wusam liebe Historie weißen zu sagen, als Eider Meir Shapiro hat Matzir gewesen, sein gewaltiger Zuhe, sind schon gewähnt als solche, was Matzir gewesen, lech eure derselbe Zuhe. Ist nicht mit Kibbel geworden. Wusste der Chilik zwischen seiner Zuhe und der Zuhe von der Lubliner Ruf, seine Zade wie Kudish Levruche. Am Kik zurück sieht man ein gewaltiger Chilik in der Nissach von seiner Zuhe und der Nissach von dem Lubliner Ruf. Sei Matzir gewesen, als kedai ein Mensch so können Mamschach sein, seine Schiiren, von dem Platz, wie wohnt, zu den Plätzen, wie darf verweilt werden, lezeurig sein Parnusse, kedai so nicht darf überhaken sein, besechte, weil hat nicht kann Magichir auf dem Platz, Also, treffen, pinkt er sich Habire, was lernt derselbe Siege wie und sich kennen zusitzen, es hat nicht an Hefsig in seinen Schieren. Das ist dazu, was dazu ist gewesen, letoi was der Mensch, letoi was dem Juchid, wie steht und wie geht. Meier Shapiro hat etwas anderes umgetrogen, und das hat gemacht der Rasch in Klalis Suhl. Hat umgetrogen, als Eid, wie geht, soll treffen, etwas Achtes mit der zweiten Eid, wenn trefft ihn, soll sich kennen mit dem durchschmissen und lernen, der den Blatt Gemurre, was vereinigt sei beide. Das ist etwas anderes im Ganzen. Der erste dazu ist gerät wegen der Hilfe, was ein Mensch kann herausnehmen von dem Daf Yomi. Es ist eine gewaltige Toyeles, ein Rochnis dicke Toyeles, aber das ist eine Machschuwe auf ein Prat, es ist eine Machschuwe auf sich. Dazu von Lubliner Ruwe gewähnt, Maache zu sein zwischen jüdischen Kindern, wie so kann man machen, Achtes zwischen jüdischen Kindern, muss auf Eulen, war Zäufer der Teuren. Der Achtes, das ist gewesen, sind Maturen. In der Tustake der Gracht, arim dem Blättel Gemurre, wie pflegt zugen, wie schein, das ist ein Blatt Gemurre, was man Machaber gewinnt in Buvel, Rashi von der rechten Seite von Frankreich, die Baala Toises von Ashkenaz, arim in arim von der ganzen Welt, arim a Blättel Gemurre. Der Reihen hat geklappt in ganz klar Israel, weil wenn ein Mensch tracht, der eigene Toyeles, kennt sie an einer, was zugen, ein Udom Leume, der Lumasche lieber Chufetz, Bemukam lieber Chufetz, mir gibt es ein anderes Limit, aber der Limit darf, was jüdische Kinder lernen, ist nicht nur für die eigene Toyeles. Du siehst, gedei zu treffen, ein Winkel von Achtes, als ein Machschuwe soll vernehmen alle Lomde Teure von der ganzen Welt. Wenn Eid macht auf dem Blättel, weißt du, als wenn ich lerne, der Sigi ist, du mit mir, alluf immer Rewuves, wo seine Neusik hat, in derselbe Schales, in derselbe Sigi ist, wo steiten die Gemurren. Und es ist ein gewaltiges Theater, die Schmaie, also kann besser verstehen, wo soll lernen, geht zu, mit Kach, als ganz klar ist so, in der ganzen Welt ist Neusik hat, in die Sigi. Man weiß noch eine Sache von der Historie, und das ist auch ein Gewinn, als Guche Putis. Wenn Meier Shapiro hat aufgebringt, die hat zu in die Kneissi Agdole, Judia, der war Duelioin von der Kneissi, und das ist gewesen, die Gdole Yisrael, Chofetzchaim, Chawairov, die Gerrebbe, mit der alle Gdole Yisrael, wo sie dann dort gewesen, nicht Masken gewesen, aber man soll es untrugen als Azur von dem war Duelioin. Chaim Häuser hat ungetrugen, als Meier Shapiro de Lubliner Ruf soll es untrugen, wie sein eigener Azur. Weil sagt zu, wo es darf machen, Achtes zwischen jüdischen Kindern, das darf kommen von Israel de Lesate. Meier Shapiro gewinnt a Schliche de Dan, in a Schliche de Kolbeise Sur, was hat uns gebeten. Es sind Scharu gekommen von oben, noch sie gekommen von hinten, von Klalis Sur. Und es hat Matzliach gewesen, Baruch Hashem, in ganz Klalis Sur, noch mistuma Sach mehr, von wo Meier Shapiro hat sich bescharte gechulend, sich gechulend, denn als hinderter Tausende Jiden und Messiaen sein Schaß mit einem Mul bechol Kampfes Teiweil. In Jerusalem, ich bin ein guter Zadig, Reb Chaim Brim, sage Zadig Levruche. Pflegt sagen, als uns weiß man, uns pflegt man mit Wissen von dem Säurakudisch, als Matzes, aus dem Esten Peisach, bringt der Minne in Klalisuhren. Aber noch eine Sache mehr, sind wir geworden, wenn man gesehen, wie die Sowjeten, die Yeshua im Arieren von Russland, haben wir so immer Chumme gehalten gegen die Kesais Matze. Man hat gesehen, dass sie verstehen auch, dass die Kesais Matze ist anti die Kfire von Russland, in seinem gestellt Schlichem, Spionen in ganz Russland zu machen, sicher, dass sie noch nicht Kesais Matze auf Beisach. Damit haben wir gesehen, als Matze bringt die Minne. Also viele, die Maharse Minne verstehen, als die Matze, dass sie verkehrt von sei. Der Talmid Bavli, wo es auf dem ausgegossen sei erzogen, alle Sonne Israel von alle Deures, von den Antisemiten bis zu den Nazim, alles hat sich gerät, arim dem Schaß, arim dem Talmid Bavli insere, alle Mula, wo es auf dem ausgegossen sei erzogen, der Har Sinai, Shiodus Sinas Oilom, Laam Oilom, die eibige Sinne von der eibige Volk, hat sich gedreht, arim in der Teurische Balpe, arim in der heilige Schaß. Ins weiß man das von sich allein, wo es der Schaß hat uns gebringt. A Lichtigkeit in unser Leben, a Simche in unserer Schumme, a Tug mit a Blatt Gemurre, das ist gelebt. Der Heilige Ostrofzer, Schissen Leine war Kolessuel. Ich bin ein größer Mefirse mit seinen größeren Pilpilen, hat geschrieben einen Brief zu seinem heiligen Sinn, Rabbi Cheskel Hashem Yinko im Dumoy. Gleib mir, sagt noch alle Pilpilen, wo sich sucht, wenn ich lerne ein Blatt, gemurre rasch, als ein klein Kind, wenn ich mich mamisch mechaie. Das weiß jeder einer, von dem größten bis zum kleinsten, a viele Agdol Israel, wo sind sich mistarten von dem Limit der Daf Yomi, was für Achies das bringt daran in den Schumme, und was für Lechtigkeit das bringt. Ich habe gehört von Rav Levi von Zürich, von Kahaladas, der Ruf von Kahaladas Yeshiren, hat erzählt am Maße, was gewesen mit seiner Schwester Kind, wenn gewesen in der 70 Jahren zurück in Amerika, hat gelernt Buchhaltung zu 4 Bücher. Damals hat sich umgehoben der Melchume von Korea, hat geriefen, die alle in seinem Age, hat mir geriefen, so kommen auf den Front in der Melchume. Gewinnt aber teure, gekommen ka Lakewood, zur Waren Kotler, sage, Zade, wie Kudisch Levruche, beten a Bruche, soll heimkommen Gesinnterheit. Aber Aaron Kotler hat ihm geantwortet, ich bete von dir, als aus dich hinternehmen, so es Kowai seiner Zeit verteuren. Tagtäglich, jeden Tag eine halbe Schuhe. Aber unkan Schim hefsig, unkan Schim witter. Der Talmud hat geantwortet, aber wie kann man sich hinternehmen an so eine Sache, wenn man geht auf den Front, wenn man geht in Melchume, kann man einmal sagen, in einem Arucha viele über 36 Schuhe, und man kann nicht lernen jeden Tag. Hat dem Rabbaren geantwortet, aber so, ich kann dir nicht geben, kein Bruche. Hat gebeten noch einmal. In Rabbaren hat Messarev gewesen, bis hat gesucht, alleine mit Kabel alatz mir, also hat lernen Aschir jeden Tag. Hat Rabbaren Kotler ihm geantwortet, jetzt darfst du schon nicht kabruchen. Kola mit Kabel ula wohl teure, ma viren me meni ol malchis wohl der Recheretz. Der Maße gewesen, als gefunden auf dem Breck dort in New Jersey, dort wie man genommen auf dem Port, die alle Sellners zu fuhren auf dem Melchume, hat man ausgeriefen dort, schon noch dem, was man gewesen auf dem Schiff, aber man darf ein Buchhalter, weil der von Virginia, der Buchhalter von Virginia, ist weg, von, gestorben, ist zugepatert von seiner Position, man darf mal alle mucken. Hat er mal genommen von dem Schiff, und hat ausgeriefen, als soll während dort, der normale Mucken dort ist gewesen 3 Jahre, bis die ganze Melchume sich geendigt, von der Melchume sind zurückgekommen, a Sache nicht, und von seinen Chavire sind 15 nicht zurückgekommen. Aber Aaron hat ihm später gesucht, hat doch gesucht, kol am Kabelula wol teure, ma vire me meni ol malchis wol der Recheretz. Der Riker ist der Kabulas all, und auf dem weiß jeder einer über sich, als der Daf Yomi ist eine gewaltige Hilfe auf die Kabulas all, auf dem all von Chok velo Yaver. Der Daf Yomi macht sehr gering auf die Kabulas all. In Versa me Kabel auf sich, der Kwi sitem la teure. Auf jeden Fall ist wade Miftach mit die Aftuche von der Chazal, a kol am aviren memeni, kol am kabel wol teure am aviren memeni ol malchis wol der Recheretz. Beschis, koit kedishes hat man herloy, das angesehen ist stark von Jerusalem, brichem abu im beshaim ashaim. So du versuchen, als in der Fayomi fehlt, wir können es maschlem sagen, aber so du versuchen, als mit dem normalen Lernen der Fayomi fehlt etwas von Umala Teure. Ich habe aber gesehen von dem Wilner Guen, sage Zade wie Kudish Levruche. Der Wilner Guen sucht das Rashi, wo es steht, Shetia Ameilim Bateure, ist es a Perish auf der Wort im Bechikoisait Eileichi. In der Pshat ist, als wenn ein Mensch ist in sein Lernen a Chok Kuvia, wo es riecht es nicht weg, das ist auch eine von den Perischen von Amala Teure. Oder das ist der Hauptpshat von Amala Teure. Der Umali ist zu halten dem Chok Velo Yaver. In dem Daf Yomi, das von der größten Umala Teure, wo sie nicht voranen in andere Limiten. In der Limit mit seiner Chok Velo Yaver, am so können uphalten dem Gesetz, dem Quies von jedem Tag, Quies sieht la Teure, auf dem Puscheten Schat, du siehst da Amala Teure. In der Reini, wo es mir redet sich, als der Umala Teure ist schwach geworden, ist aber in dem Heilig von Halt nach Chok Velo Yaver, verkehrt noch eine Strabe geworden, Lorde, viele Terdes, was ein Mensch hat, was man ist Mechiber, von Kfuren, Zayures, Gedeules, und man rast sich über von allem, und man kommt daran bis Medrisch, man rast sich auf von der Keilen, und man kommt daran bis Medrisch, Bechikoiset Aleichi, Shetia Meilen, Bateure, Chok Velo Yaver, das ist der größte Kabula Sol, was ein Mensch kennt sich bei Jumein im Kabel sein, was auf dem am Chazal gegeben sei, größer Aftuche, was man wird Puter von alle anderen Ol Malchis, Wolder Recheretz. In Tehillim Kapitel 1 Gimel. I dort du a Kapitel von Kashes, wo es Usof ist schwer gewesen in der Welt. Hat gekickt in der Welt, ist schwer gewesen, Kinaisi bei Eulel im Schleum Rishu im Ere, Schatte bei Shumayim Piem, Lechoin am Tiarlach Beuretz, man geht a kik, man sieht der Rishu im Zleichu, in a Eile Rishu im Vishal bei Eulam is Gechoil, in dorten steht, der Mensch kann amul zu sich trachten, ach rik zikisi levuvi, beginnen bin ich a ehrliche Jid, wenn ich sehe nicht, die Isgales von der Anuge, wie soll der Rebbein schleulem Getzchar, Leshomra mit Zwoisov, in Erzmanisch Leuvra mit Zwoisov. Wie geht darüber der Kapitel anigen? Ad uvo el Migdash Haikail, bis ich kommen in Beis Hamikdash, uvinu lachrisom. Dort endigen sich die alle Kashes, alles wird verrennt in der Jidstein kluende Minen. Chazal haben uns aber Gibler gelost, abschart in dem Pusik von Aduvinu el Migdash Haikail, uvinu lachrisom, uvo el Migdash Haikail, uvinu lachrisom. Chazal im Bumetzia darf bei sein, sungen ins noch abschart in dem Migdash Haikail. Dort steht, dass Migdash Haikail ist Remes auf Rav Ashe, in Virashe sucht das Migdash der Mand Rav Ashe, in Uvinu der Mand Ravine, Uvinu lachrisom. In dem Pusik steht, als wenn man setzt weg lebende Gemurre, ist man beizam in der Migdash Haikail, in dem Beis Hamikdash von Ravine und Rav Ashe. In so wie man es gekommen in Beis Hamikdash, ist geworden klur und zufrieden. Es ist geworden, Lahagit Kiyusher Hashem Ziri und Lavlus Oboi. Wenn ein Mensch geht darüber, durch den Tag, wo es geht darüber. Man setzt sich weg bei Nacht oder zufrieden bei der Gemurre, ist man in Beis Hamikdash Mamish. Du siehst Hamikdash Haikail, in dort ist Uvinu lachrisom. Der die Amala Teure, der dem Chok, Kuvia, velo Yaver, lebendem Blättel Gemurre. Wer die ganze Welt von den Drossen, Aduver Tufel, in der Mensch spürt, dass Eil und Ishira, Kateura Sois, Leben Ravine und Ravashe, geht gut nicht es ist gut nicht interessant, was geht in der Welt. Der Teure ist Messiko mit Wasch und auf das Siefem, und wenn man hier geht, schon gut nicht tun. Wir können rübergehen in dem Gules, in die alle Gules Putim, in Gules Klulim, mit die Gemurre von Ravine und Ravashe, bis wir umkommen zu dem größten Migdash Haikail, zu dem Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi. Steht im Kibulim, der Neisosra bringt uns, und Shem Agdol und Fechedu bringen uns, kam auf Umem. Yankiv, das ist doch der Teure allein. Yankiv ist Tom, Joisha und Julim. Ile Yankiv hat gar zwei Waber. Shaim Agdol Ulayu und Shaim Aktanu Ruchail. Steht im Bira Agru, und steht von Mekibulim von Talmid Ari, aber die Aktanu Ruchail, das ist Talmid Bavli. In der Gdol Ulayu, das ist Talmid Yerushalmi. In Hakol Moedim, wie Rashi bringt, dass der Akeres Abayis, die Ikra Shel Bayis, ist Ruchel. In Sedu Azah Pusik in der Teure. Votchu Sheva Shunim Beruchal Bitchu Aktanu. Das ist ein Chuse, was klar ist, soll rief das, und man heibt nun noch einmal Schaß. Votchu ins Geheime dienen dem Eiberschen. Für die kümmerige 7 Jahre. Beruchal Bitchu Aktanu mit Lernen tuk täglich ein Blatt Gemurre von dem Talmid Bavli, wo das ist der Talmid, wo es im Bechiven Kenege Druchel im Eini. All Ayu und all Ruchal ist begematrie Talmid. Das sind die 2 Talmiden in unsere, und wo jüdische Kinder nehmen sich hinter jede 7 Jahre noch einmal, wird Chushei Vashunem Beruchel Bitchu Aktanu. In am Isoisik in der Ruchel Bitchu Aktanu, etwas Avade Zana ist Karves, aber der Rebbein Shem soll aussehen und der Kol von Ruchel. Und soll ich ein Sogen Mini Koilach mit Beichi, und soll sagen, Veshuvi Bunim Legvilom beim Heiru bei Yumayni Umain.
Shkoyach Rav Reisman, Shlita, Mekadmin Uni Bebrucha, Void Kedishis, Eloi Ruv London Shlita. We now call upon the Nashir B'Yachad Choir. Directed by Effie Klein. To be Mahana the Simcha with 2 compositions, one of which has been specially composed for this Siyum, along, you'll see, with very appropriate words for this evening. Join me in welcoming the Nashir B'Yachad Choir, accompanied by Yoeli Dickman and his wonderful orchestra.
Hashem Elokeinu, Elokeinu Avosseinu. Yoeli, just 1 second. I'm not a scheduled speaker. Big thank you to my cousin Yanki Grachowski, who composed this beautiful song a few months ago in honor of tonight's Siyum Hashas. Speaking of composers, this next piece, which we're about to do, is actually a medley of songs, all sung to the words which are the theme of tonight's Siyum, Ki Hem Chayenu V'Oirech Yameinu. One of the songs within the medley was composed over 50 years ago. I'm reliably told by the composer, who I believe is sitting amongst us tonight. Yoeli, when you're ready.
Oh
וכן יהי רצון שיעלו לפניך אלו המלאכים. Now is the moment of the Siyum, when all those heilige malachim, created by those tens of thousands of dafim, learned by so many Torah Yidden, malachim created by Noshim Sidkaniyos, who took over the work at home to enable their husbands to learn, Noshim created by the families. All these malachim are oil lifnei kisei kaveidecha v'yamlitzu toiv ba'adenu. It's so appropriate to call upon an Ud Mutzal Me'esh, a survivor of the Holocaust, a Yid who more than 40 years ago, one could see him sitting, learning Daf Yomi at the back of the Beis HaMedrash of Syria, Agudath Israel, together with Rav Mordechai Yosef, Kamiyun Kazeh Chasad Livracha. This is Yibodel L'chaim Toivim V'aruchim, Reb Leibel Stempel, soll sein gesund und stark, himself a benon shel kadoshim, himself a Magid Shir of Daf Yomi. We call upon Reb Leibel to make for us the Siyum, to accompany all those malachim shamlitzu toiv ba'adenu. Straight after that, the Kaddish will be recited by Avraham Maslow soll sein gesund. This has been Nisnadev, Lili Nishmas, Reb Avraham's parents, Reb Aaron, Reb Tzvi Meyer, Chav Livebas, Reb Isaac, and his Shver and Schwieger, Reb Meir, Reb Moshe Teitelbaum, and Zelatzebas, Reb Shlomo Zalman. Amoid, 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 Reb Leibel, V'hashleim zeh ha-Torah.
Shall we stand nur auf Ferndale? What's better? I want to see people should see that. Yeah. Beshes de Muradas Reshlite, alle Chushe Vegeorcha Kovet Naama Kovet alle Rabunim, the Rushi Yeshivas, Magide Shirim, Ba'achas, was ich bin auch solche Burschem zu sein, eine von sei. I'm not going to give any drushes, but I would like to share with you a gewaltige story von meinen heiligen Seiden, Rab Shulem Eliezer, von Ratsvet, Schisa Yugonelaini, Hashem Yinkem Dummer, who was a son from the heilige Seide der Divrei Chaim, Schisa Yugonelaini. Was ich hab noch solche gewähnt, zu bekommen von ihm a Bruche, Erev Yom Kippur, Tufshin Dalet. Hat darauf gekommen, gegen Greiz zu gehen, Erev Yom Kippur zu Kolnidre, hat mich gesehen, sagt wird die Hand gebencht, hat hatte bencht das Kind, der aus nicht Taten. Aber guck ihm zu weinen, na Jusem geblieben und hat Taten, sagt weine ich mein Kind, ich hätte dich benchen. Da Tate kann doch nicht benchen, es im Kimakidish Hashem. Aber sein heiligen Schumme liegt auch auf meiner Hand, wenn ich bench dich. Und ich habe gesagt, das Schie, was hat mich gebencht? Ich habe gewollt noch wegen der Mann, wegen dem Minion, als der Seider ab Schulm lese, ist leider gewesen auf dem Weg kein Auschwitz. Der Seider ist gewesen auf dem Weg kein Auschwitz, ist gewesen dort ein Jid, was hat nebach herangeführt die Iden in die Guest Chambers. Wenn der Jid hat gesehen, wie der Seider kommt, hat bemerkt, sein Hadres Punem hat ihm gefragt, wie heißt ihr? Hat der Seide Schrisiguleini geämpft, ich heiß Schulem Leser von der Stutt Ratsfeld. Der Jid hat nicht gewesen bekannt in Ingern, die kommen von anderer Gegend, hat nicht gewiss gehört, wer das ist. Hat der Seide ihm gefragt, von welcher Stutt kommst du? Hat geämpft von Kruke. Hat der Seide ihm gefragt, hast du gehört von Rabschaya Litschreuwe? Hat gesagt, der Rabschale schreibe, das ist auch ein Sinn von Sanseruf, und ist mein Bruder. Hat der Jid gesagt, das heißt, ihr seid der Sinn von Sanseruf. Der Seide hat gesagt, ja. Hat der Jid ausgeschrien, sag mir, wie ist der Beschäfer? Jeden Tag werden ihm gekommen, tausende Jiden. Sag mir, wie ist der Eibischte? Der Seider Abschubleser hat ihm geämpft. Herr, was ich sag dir, die, was bleiben leben, in Überleben die Krieg, in die, was sehen, wie man baut zurück Idigkeit, was die sehen, als du ein Beschef auf die Welt. Hat der Eid gesagt von Seiden, Rebbe, wie ich du sahen, ich bin du auf 2 Wochen, jede 2 Wochen, hargen sie dem Schäume von den Guest Chambers. In 2 Wochen immer dich schon nicht du sein mehr mit mir hochhagenen. Also ich gewähne, der sei dort im geämpft, nein, die was bleiben leben, in der es doch kein Krieg. Und das ist nicht gewähne der Einzigste, er hat das Sach jeden Zige gesucht, in seine Nitzel gewonnen, Schleuke der Hatewe. Der Jid hat Tage übergelebt, in das ist ihm gekommen, das Schulwohnen gewonnen, aber als Schiebe hat ich mehr gehabt, Kakasche, wie der Beine schleunem ist, in hat aufgestellt, ein Scheinestieb, wo es wohnen hat, in Benei beraken, alle Kinder sind in Benei teure. Moira war ein sei, wenn ich gewesen ein Kind im Bochnie Ghetto, Bochnie ist ein Städtel, nicht alle weißen, du, wir beten noch zu reden Englisch, mir ist ein bisschen schwer, I'm not so fluent in English, was soll ich tun? Aber man hat früher gehört, als der Chofetz Chaim hat gerät zu dem, der Havdel zu dem Gott, hat gerät Jiddisch, hat gesagt, Herz versteht sich, ich hoffe, der eine mit auch so, ist mir schwer zu reden auf Englisch. Er hat ihm gesagt, ich bin ein Kind in Bochnie, ich habe gesehen mit den Augen, wie die Schuhe im geharget, im schildige Kinder. Wenn man Rebetzen ist gefreuen geworden in Sibir, leider heilig von dem Spruch hat nicht gekannt aushalten und einfach ausgegangen, verhingen, verkehlt. Der Mut hat mir nicht geholen, das wird noch am Mut sein, Idigkeit. A Talmud Teure, a Yeshive, in a Wade nicht kein Leumde Daf Yomi. Aber dem heutigen Tag, wenn Hunderte, Tausende Iden lernen Daf Yomi, in seine solche Heint zum Messiaim sein, im Freisich mit dem Siyum Hashas, ist mir nur geblieben zu suchen. Burich, Shachiyuni, Vekimuni, Vekiyuni, lass man das sehen. In der Eibische soll helfen, im Jersachem mit dem kimdigen Siyum Hashas, sollen wir alle in einem solche sein, zu freisich mit Mashiach Zidkayni, Beschleim, Kodesh, beim Hayo, beim Eini, ein. Machen Sie jetzt, ja? Jetzt wird man Siyum. Jetzt machen Sie, ja. Tunde bei der Jui, kol shoyna luchas bchol yoim, miftach loische benoilem habu. Jeder weiß, wer kann, das ist der Sof von Siyum Hashas. Kol shoyna luchas, miftach loische benoilem habu, schneem alichos oilem loi, altikri alichos, elu haluchos. Mit dem endigt sich die ganze Schas. Rashi sucht das Lav darf gemeint Shaluches, wir meint die ganze Teure. In Teuse sucht dort, als es ein Indien, am Sommersheim, so mit Haduvetov, was kann sein größere Duvetov? Ich will noch nehmen, ein Stickerle Meiri, wo steht auch, auf dem sucht er, als der Pshat Haluches meint man nicht Stamm Haluches, man lernt ein bisschen Mischnebrieren, und man meint, Sheshoina Sige derich Mechke, geht dran tief, im Masse Matten, Male Bejude, Haruhe, Livre derich, Psak, et at dem lernen auf dem richtigen tiefen Eufen, bekoweile Atzmoy Haluches, Miftachloische Benoilem Habu, Kach Messiasche, Behirue, et geht doch hauen, in Nuchte mit der Lernen der Haluche, zu wissen genau, welchen Weg ist der richtige Weg, mit dem ist Mesakes, Sabrias, et Paskene geht der Haluches, in doch dem ist an Alichos Eulem Leute, Oilem Habu. Also ich steht im Iri, in letztes Stück, beim Lernen Siyum Hashas. Seht mir du von dem Größkeit, was das meint. Und jetzt haben wir mit dem Psalm sagen, hatten wir noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir sind mit Bavli, wir hatten noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir tun mit Bavli, wir hatten noch das Naschim noch, ein Sechtes Nidde, wir tun mit Bavli, das Naschim non, du baal mit Daim, du baal mit der Usse, hatten noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir sind mit Bavli, hatten noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir sind mit Bavli, wir hatten noch Alon, das Naschim noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir tun mit Bavli, das Naschim non, du baal mit Daim, du baal mit der Usse, hatten noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir sind mit Bavli, hatten noch Daten noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir tun mit Bavli, da doch Alon, das Naschim noch ein Sechtes Nidde, wir tun mit Bavli, das Naschim non, du baal mit Daim, du baal mit der Usse, ich ruze mit Nechot in der Reine, aber es heini, stein Torah schreiben, das heini, wollen wir sehen. Taimun Leute Mabu, Chanine ba Puppe, Rumme ba Puppe, Nachmen ba Puppe, Ache ba Puppe, Abe Mur ba Puppe, Rafen ba Puppe, Ruchisch ba Puppe, Seche ba Puppe, Ade ba Puppe, Dure ba Puppe, Harev nu Adoin alleini, es du weißt so rausrufe, Fini, befier es Amruch weiße Suhe, wenn ja nach, wenn es zu eine, wenn es zu eine, wenn es zu Amruch weiße Suhe, Kiluni oida Schmeichu, Leun das Seche Lishmo, Moi vertrag mein mit so Seche, Leute Mili, Ili besuch mich, Kechel, Walde Eiwisch, Leute am Leschkem, Gedecho, Gibam Chiosne, ich hatte Adoiner am deine Kirche mein Seele Wut moide man nach nicht Adoiner rein war sein samt kann mir euch besser mal durch samt kann mir euch grüne Schule maschkim Heimaschkim und maschkim der teure weil maschkim du beteilen und ja meinem Heimameiden und ja meinem Kabelscha war meinem Kabelscha und Ruze Heimruze und Ruze bu beim Ruze bei Schachas Schneema ואתו אליהם תרידם לבשחס אנשא דומה ממרמו ליחסד במים ואני אפתר בוך ירוצה מלפונכו אדוני להי שם שעזרתני לסיים מסכת סדר וסלמת בבלי kein das eine hasre mesert ist es so machirem le Simon lil moite le lamet ich mal las kein gott was haben sehr behavu bis khis kolatnu va meruem es amide khum ja mit lile sari shlotu mich atoyre mit pizari zeira sari at oilam es ist kein wie es lechot an khoiso ich habe es nicht mal lego weil es so ist rego ki bi hier bi mego wir sie wir gut schloß gaim euch im bei mina bis moi da ich begoit adoy no ois la mo yitain adoy no yevur khasamo ba shulay
Skadal v'skada shmai rabo. V'olmo d'vuch yutu l'achsadetu v'lchachayu v'lchayu v'masayu v'lasuko yashoin v'chayu olmo v'mivna karta d'Rishlaim v'shachlu v'hayachlu b'gava v'meka palchune d'chua menaro v'lasuvu palchune d'shmai l'asrai v'yamlach kedish b'richi machisa yikurai יסר בקונה וקוע משיחי בחי חוין ומחוין וחי בכל בית ישחואל בגולות מנקורה ואמרי יומיין היי שמי רבו ומרח ואול מאיו יספורח וישתבח ויספורח וישחוימן ויסנפסי וישהדו יסלס הלולת מהקידשו בריחי לי לאילו מכל בחוסו ושרוסו תשבחוסו נחמוסו דמבירם ואולמו ואמרי יומיין על ישראל ורבונו מתלמידיהם וכל תלמידי תלמידיהם וכל מעד עוסקים ברייסו יעשו עדיין וכל עשר ועשר יא הייל הייל לכוין שמרבו חן וחיסו רחמן וחיים אריכן זיין רביחה וקונדם וקודם אבין שמעו וערבים ומיין יא היי שלום רב מן שמעו חיים טוי ומוליין וכל ישראל וים ימיין אוי דשון ברוימה פי ברח מויה שולה מוליין וכל ישראל וים ימיין
La
Mazel Tov Reb Leibel, Mazel Tov Chasanim, Hamasayimim, Hashas, Mazel Tov the Tzibah. All the bruchas should be Makiyim for Lum de Torah. We ask everyone kindly to take their seats so that we may continue. At this moment, we mekadem ha'adme mevishnitz shlita. We will mekadem zan bebrucha the vision Shiva Shlita of Israel was for vorleinen a kurze divrei brucha fin zan shvuga muron adme mevision Shlita.
Siyata d'shmai, yom shayin in the side of hoel, kim muchem veishe veschem areres avesaychem. Tes, betayves tubshin peile prat guten. Brichem ti makailois alfa Yisruel am eskanzen birabir London. Merashois gedoyle hatoyre maniga kele shlite. L'chagige loyo ki kitchu brichi, oiraise Yisruel chadhem. Hagbure es limit der Teure I befragt hat Daf Yomi boy misarde machine kolba is Israel hina achieve an die Zachas getrisse mugem nege der riches hasures am wachses levgoy hat schulem bekhne khatur ki ailu nishir rak hatoyru hazois khizki vi amet levavchem nahag bkhayulem letoire veletide yizki am same va matkhilem lushe velesam es mars rabu Ali mit abu mit arbich teure gedele beim mokemechot I beim hayru nistik is mule huret dais Hashem kamam la machasem begile kroive mein kan yerutzen hakois heute man rum es keratoire Israel am tzapel rachma Hashem el shiyusoi schul ben rav tzadik shi ez khon tzavuk mevishnitz
A few years ago, I arrived as a young, impressionable bocher of 15 in Gateshead Yeshiva, and at that time, Moran Rosh HaYeshiva Shlita Reb Avram gave shir to those young, impressionable boys. It changed my life forever. Many of you here, Baruch Hashem, had the zechia to have the same experience. But for those that did not, now is your chance. Moran Rosh HaYeshiva Hagon Reb Avram Govitz Shlita. Divrei bracha.
It has now become quite established that every approximately 7 years, Klal Yisrael experiences a great manifestation of Keynote. It's reminiscent a bit of what took place hundreds of years ago, at the time when we had the Beis Hamikdash, when the Melech also used to teach Klal Yisrael Torah. It's also a great manifestation of Keynote. But there was a big difference between the two events. the Siyum of nowadays and the Melech teaching Torah, and why it took place approximately every 7 years. Now it's a Siyum of having completed Talmud Bavli, which according to the number of datim in the Talmud, it takes approximately 7 years to go through if one learns a daf a day. The Melech was teaching Torah Shebiksav. There was that reason for it only every 7 years wasn't there. But the Torah gives another reason why it took place every 7 years. A reason which I think has a great limit to us and for all times. The Torah says that the opportune time for the Melech to teach Klal Yisrael Torah was when 3 events come together. When those 3 events come together, that's the opportune time to teach Torah. Now I'd like to read out the pasuk. The Torah says, "Vayitzav Moshe Esom Lema." Moshe Rabbeinu's commanded Klal Yisrael, "Miketz Sheva Shonim b'moed Shnas HaMishmitzah." That's the first event which took place, that Klal Yisrael lived through a year of Shemitah. The second event was B'chag HaSukkos. Klal Yisrael were experiencing Sukkos. And the third event, B'voi Kol Yisrael le'roes es pnei Hashem elekecha v'mokom asher yivcha. When all Klal Yisrael come to Yerushalayim, to the Beis HaMikdash, then Tikra es HaTorah hazois neged Kol Yisrael v'oznei. Those 3 events together made the most opportune time to teach Torah. Shemitah, Sukkos, and Aliyah L'Regel. If you think into it, those 3 events all taught one lesson. They taught Klal Yisrael emunah and bitochen b'Hashem. And the Torah stresses it in all those 3 events, that those are the limudim which one must take out from these events. The Torah speaks about Shemitah. The Torah says you'll keep the chukas of the Rebbeinu Shalom, the land will give its fruits, v'chaltem l'soila. But the chitomer, if you'll ask, ma'anoichal b'shona hashvius, what we eat on the 7th year? The 7th year, hey, when Israel lay nesa to Asenu, we can't sow our fields, we can't gather any produce which was produced. The Benisham promises that Sivisi as Berechosi Lachem Bashona Ashishis V'Osa Satzvur L'Sholashoni. The Torah promises, the Benisham promises, you'll experience the Birchas Hashem. That a crop which should only last 1 year will last 3 years. Yidden lived through that year of Shemitah. They had lived through a whole Shemitah and they'd seen the Birchas Hashem, and they'd experienced emunah and bitochen b'Hashem. That was the first event. The second event was when Yidden were oil l'regel. And the Torah stresses, when all Yidden are oil l'regel, there's a problem. The problem is, when the Benishma is marchi gvulcha, the Torah talks it out. All the borders are unmanned, all able-bodied men are in Yerushalayim. Around are different nations. Who's going to protect their property? Who's going to protect the land? All the nations will come in and take it over. So the Rebbeinu Shalom promises, "V'layachmed ish es artzacho." And the Torah says, when you come, "Leroyes lifnei ha'odein Hashem." The Rashban points out the Torah uses expressions describing the Rebbeinu Shalom as relevant to the case. In this case, it could only have been the Odein Hashem who could promise that. Nobody will covet for land. So besides having lived through Shemitah, Yidden lived through Aliyah L'Regel. They put their trust in Rebbeinu Shalom, they embedded in their hearts emunah and bitochen in Rebbeinu Shalom. That's the second event. And the third event is Sukkot. Sukkot reminds us that in the Midbar, Ki basukas hashaftis b'nei Yisrael, Meforshim explain, not only did the Yidden have the bear for water and mon for food, which is a necessity, the Rebbeinu Shalom gave them even huts in the midbar. They could rely even things which are not absolute necessity. The Rebbeinu Shalom can provide for them in all circumstances. So 3 events which teach Klal Yisrael, Emunah, and Bitochen came together every 7th year. Shemitah, Aliyah L'Regel, and Sukkot. And that's the opportune time to learn Torah. Why is that the opportune time to learn Torah? For 2 reasons. First of all, one needs Bitochen to be prepared to give away time, which perhaps one could think one could get more parnosa from that time, and give it away to sit and learn Torah. That needs Bitochen and Emunah B'Hashem. Also, to learn Torah, one has to have a clear mind, a mind which is worried, a mind which is making cheshbonos. That's not the mind which can learn Torah properly. So the opportune time to learn Torah is when Yidden have impressed upon themselves and lived through the 3 limudim which teach Emunah and Bitochen B'Hashem. With Emunah and Bitochen B'Hashem, that's the opportune time to come and sit and learn Torah. Bearing that in mind, I'd like to talk a bit about the tefillah which you say every day for Hatzlocha in Talmud Torah. We say in Shachris, Ava Rabba Havton Hashem Elokeinu. We're going to be mispalel to the Rebbeinu Shalom to give us Hatzlocha in Torah. And we stress many points why we are mispalel and why we hope the Rebbeinu will hear our tefillah. First of all, Ava Rabba Havton Hashem Elokeinu. Rebbeinu Shalom, you loved us a love, Ava Rabba Havton Hashem Elokeinu. Tremendous love from the Rebbeinu Shalom to Klal Yisrael. A second point, Chemla Gedola V'Yisera Chomalta Aleinu. What does it mean, Chemla? The Malbim explains, Rachmim can only be applied to a living being, to an animal, to a person. You can have Rachamim, to something which feels tsar. You can have Rachmim, have mercy upon him. Chemla applies even to a useful object. It's a pity that something which has such good use should be destroyed. So we say to the Rebbeinu Shalom, Chemla Gedola V'Yisera Chomalta Aleinu. The Rebbeinu Shalom knew the great potential which lies in every Yid, in every occasion. And it's a shod that he shouldn't utilize his great potential. So besides the avo of the Rebbeinu Shalom, which is the reason he should give us Torah, and he gave us Torah, it's also the Chemla. I used to always touch for myself. We say in the morning, Meidani Lefanecha, Melech Chai V'Kayam, She'achzarta Bi Nishvosi B'Chemla. With the Chemla. That means the Rebbeinu Shalom gave me back my neshama every morning because a shod, every Yid has got such koiches, such potential. And it should not be utilized. So, and we add Rabba Emunah Secha, the Emunah that Rebbeinu Shalom has in us. He knows the great potential lies in every Yid. Rabba Emunah Secha. That's why the Rebbeinu Shalom gave us a back of neshama every morning. We should utilize our koiches and achieve in life what the Rebbeinu Shalom created us for. So we start with Spalat to the Rebbeinu Shalom. First of all, Ava Rabba Havton Hashem Elokeinu. Secondly, Chemla Gedola V'Yisera Chomalta Aleinu. Thirdly, Avinu Malkeinu Ba'avur Avaseinu V'Chusvaves Shebotzu V'Cho V'Klami V'Kechai. The stress is on Bitochen. They had Bitochen. And because they had Bitochen, the Rebbeinu Shalom Atzlamim V'Kechai. Without Bitochen, it can't start. With Bitochen, then everything is possible. And therefore, Mispal to the Rebbeinu Shalom, Kein Tzuchaneinu Slamdeinu. And then we make 2 bakoshas. It seems at first to be a repetition, but there's 2 bakoshas. One bakosha, Avinu ha'ov ha'rachmon, amrachem rachem aleinu. We're asking for Rachmim. If the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't give this to us, we are Rachmanos. What do we need not to be a Rachmanos? The same, we misspelled for Rebbeinu, the same B'Libeinu, give us in our heart the desire. We should understand what's important and what's desirable. The same B'Libeinu, L'hovin, L'haskil, L'shmei, L'ilmud, L'lamed, Nishma, V'las, L'kaim, is called Divis Hamad Torasecha Be'avo. That's the first bakosha. We should understand to want it. We should understand that without it, it's Rachmanos. Then we give a second tefillah, V'hoyer we should be successful in Torah. We should enlighten our eyes. V'hoyer Eneinu V'Torasecha, V'dabik L'beinu Mitzvosecha, V'yachid L'beinu L'avo, Shemecha V'loyinei V'sholam Voyed, Ki V'shimcha Hagodol V'Neira B'tochnu. We have bitochen. If we have bitochen, then we can ask the Rebbeinu Shalom give us Yat L'shma in Torah. Because the prerequisite for Hatzlocha in Torah is bitochen. I'd like to add a word based on that. There's a Gemara in Sanhedrin, it's based on the Tosefta. Halei meid ve'eina chayza, k'zareya ve'eina kaitza. You know, a person who sows seeds in the ground, it's a great expenditure, the seeds cost money, the field is probably, he also came here with a great surprise. He puts in work to put the seeds in, ve'eina kaitza, he doesn't reap the produce. Useless, practically useless. Is the Torah says, halei meid ve'eina chayza. Somebody who learns once, he doesn't repeat it. If I could stress that, people go to listen to a blat once. That's leimed veina chayza. That's zareya veina kaitza. There has to be at least a preparation before one goes to hear the Bagid saying the blat. Or there has to be a revision after having heard the blood. It has to be as labored the chayza, then it's a zareya the kaitza. It needs more bitochen. It needs extra time. It needs more bitochen. But Klal Yisrael have bitochen. I'd like to finish this. The Novi Hosea said, I'm teaching apostle with enforcement teach. We say every morning when he puts on tefillin, Ve'rastich li l'olam. The Rebbeinu Shalom says he binds us to him. Rastich l'olam. And the Forshman say when a couple get married, each one brings nadan from his home, his family, and together they use the nadan of both parties to set up home. Here also the Torah describes the two parts. The Rebbeinu Shalom rastich l'olam. The Rebbeinu Shalom binds us to him forever, an eternal bond. Rastich b'tzedek u'bishpot b'chesed v'rachmim. The first step is that you'll bring tzedek u'bishpot. You'll conduct your lives with tzedek and mishpot. Then the Rebbeinu will give you chesed v'rachmim. Rastich be'emunah. If you'll bring emunah, then the Rebbeinu promises for your daitus Hashem. It doesn't mean you'll see nisim gluim, but you'll see siyata d'shmaya. If I could appeal to you only, I want to ensure that the limud of Daf Yomi is not a zareya ve'eina kaitza. There should be a leimed v'chayza, and there should be the bitochen necessary for that, the extra amount for bitochen. So in order to give time to learn the blat at least twice, then Mitzvah Shem will be zeicha, it will be a leimed v'chayza, and will be a taka zareya v'kaitza, and we'll see taka v'astichli be'emunah, and v'yodayt Hashem will see the siyat nishmayim in all our walks of life.
Yo hoy si floy ki hoy le khayume ay gishno es hayim khayim bisholoy yo hoy si Azoi wie es ist Hand a Yomtev, Yoi metuvele Rabunen, Yomtev sucht me doch Riboine Sheloilom, es sein Chelkeine besoiru Sechu, me geit jetzt beten die Tfille, der Oilem soll mitdavenen, es sein Chelkeine besoiru Sechu, Male Mishalois Libire Toivu, Riboine Sheloilom. חלקנו חלקנו בסויר עושךו וזכנו כדי שתשרה שכינוסכו עלינו עשין חלקנו חלקנו בסויר עושךו וזכנו כדי שתשרה שכינוסכו עלינו Shalois libile toiva ve hafeik retzoyni oy bis hein shelosiyo boyna shelohilo Malech mi shalois libile toiva ve hafeik retzoyni oy bis hein shelosiyo boyna shelohilo Milchonecho, Hashem Elokeinu Elokei Avoseinu Shitezakeinu La'asois Ma'asim Tuvuvim Beinecho Velo leches Bedarkei Yeshurim Lefonecho Velo leches Bedarkei Yeshurim Mikadeshenu hoy bigdusha secho Ikedei shenizke lechaim toivim ma'arufim Uchayei ha'olam habo Ribono shelo ilo Ribono shelo ilo Ikedei shenizke lechaim toivim Ribono shelo ilo Ribono shelo ilo Ribono shelo ilo Kedei shekizke lechaim toivim ma'arufim Uchayei olam Ribono shelo ilo Ribono shelo ilo Kedei shekizke lechaim toivim Ribono shelo ilo Oi kadias vinis du weil ve yoskin Oi ve yoskin besim khazado voyro No voy kidishu berikhi yo voy magir voy mail Oi mail from all you delight Ranenu
A great Yishkeach, the Rosh Hashiva Shlita, for those wonderful words. 40 years ago, over 40 years ago, sitting as a young boy in the Rosh Hashiva Shia, one day he came in looking very serious. He can do that too. And he was creasing his Gemara, and we didn't know what he was going to say. And suddenly he says, Lo yimeid ve'enoi chayza, zereya ve'enoi kaitza. Without chazara, one does not reap the harvest of one's work. How kind he was to us. I thought he was going to say that we have to do hachana and we have to do chazara. He gave us the choice. He gives us his bracha with either of those two. Either the lo yimeid, either the hachana or the chazara. We thank him for this guidance as to where the passion for Daf Yomi should take us. And now we're about to start Shas. The Zohar Kodesh tells us it's a great Eis Rotzoin in Shamayim when Yidden take out the Sefer Torah and they're about to learn Torah. That's when we say Brich Shemei. It's a great Eis Rotzoin when Revovois of Yidden are starting Me'emosai Koyin Shema. They've already started. It's a great Eis Rotzain. We have the enormous Zechia to have with us someone, a Gadol B'Torah, Ish Rav Hamas, Hagoyen, Hatzadik Reb Yankov Hillel Shlita, the Rosh Yeshivas HaMukubolim in Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh, and an Omud of Abotzes Torah and Hayra. Who more than him can appreciate what it means a Eis Rotzain in Shamayim? Those who have Bakoshes and Phyllis, now is the moment to have that in mind. We call upon Hagoyen Atzadik Reb Yankov Hillel Shlita, who's honored us with his presence, to be the Maschil HaTorah, Amoid, 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 V'hischil Lonu Me'emosai Korin Eshema.
ברשות המרא דאתרא, הרבנים הגאונים, מורי הוראות, ראשי ישיבות, מגידי שיעור, מרביצי תורה, וברשות הקהל הקדוש, כולם אהובים, כולם ברורים. How fortunate, how lucky you are to be among those today who are Messiah. Shas, it's a great commitment, a tremendous undertaking, a tremendous Mesirut Nefesh, day after day. Chazdei Hashem, you all were successful. You achieved this stage of learning Torah to be Messiah Hashas. The Master of Ceremonies, mentioned the fact, which I also experienced. I can never forget the day when I walked in through the doors of Gateshead Yeshiva, and I was zoiche to learn in the yeshiva for a few years. After a few months that I was there, going to Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Avram arrived and started saying Shiur Gimel. And those years in Gateshead changed my life. So I have Hakaras HaTov, unending Hakaras HaTov, to the Rosh Yeshiva at the time, the father, Rabbi Gurovich, Rabbi Lapien, the Mashgiach, Moshe Shvav. Those were days and times which we can never forget. This wonderful, inspiring gathering of Messiah Hashas with all the Marbitzei Torah in London, the Gedolei Torah. It's a tremendous Kiddush Hashem, a tremendous Et Ratzon to be part of it. The Satmarov once wrote, about the Nusach HaSiyum, which says, כשם שזכינו לסיים מסכת זו, כן נזכה להתחיל ולסיים מסכתות וספרים אחרים. So he was medayek. Why doesn't it say, just like we began and ended this Masechet, so we should begin and end other Masechtes. So he says, many people come to the Siyum. Not all of them start from the beginning. So we're saying, even if this time we're here as spectators, we were not Messiahim, we just came to the Siyum. But Zat Hashem, the next time we should be among the Mathilim and the Messiahim, those who start from the beginning and go through the whole of Shas. It's not just By the way, that the first Mishnah, which starts out Masechet Brachos, the beginning of Shas, is speaking about the mitzvah of Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim, the time when we have to say Kriyat Shema Shel Shachrit, Kriyat Shema Shel Arbit. Arbit and then Shachrit. Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim. There's no bigger Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim than Kabbalat Ol Torah. That's the greatest Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim, which will be with us all our lives, which is the true Kabbalah, to take upon ourselves Torah and mitzvahs. So, at this time of the Siyum, it's certainly a very opportune moment for all those here and all the other people in Klal Yisrael, that they should start the new Machzor of the Shas and day by day learn till the end and carry on. Like the Rosh Hashiva said, with Chazoras, and I feel even here and there a little bit of a Yun and Havana. Maybe people think that the Lomdei Shas, so it's a good option for Bali Batim. It's true, those who are learning day and night have many opportunities to learn the whole day, Be'iyun, and to start and finish many Masechtas and many Sidorim in Torah. But Bali Batim, it's a tremendous Mesiras Nefesh. However, the Gemara says in Shabbos, there's a discussion, what's the first question we are asked when we go up to Olam Haba? So, Hazal say, Kavata etim Torah, you have to fix the time to learn. And then immediately afterwards, the Gemara says, Nasata ve'natata be'emuna. And everyone explains that to mean your business dealings should be correct, they should be honest. You should be honest in your dealings. Nasata ve'natata be'emuna. And all the Meforshim ask, so what's the first question? Or this or this? I would like to answer that it's one and the same. And Nasata ve'natata be'emuna does not mean be honest in your dealings. That's very obvious. People who are not honest in their dealings, forget about it. So what's the pshat? If you earn your living relying on Hashem with bitochen and emunah, like Rosh Hashiva said, that's the yisod of kol Torah kula. If you're noseh v'noten, you do your business be'emunah, knowing that it comes from Hashem. It doesn't need hours and hours of ishtadlut. It doesn't need that you kill yourself over it. It doesn't mean that you sacrifice your whole life as a yid, ruchnius, for the sake of parnasa. It means that you deal in parnasa with emunah and bitochen that Hashem gives it to you. Then you're going to have time and you can be kovei etim the Torah. You won't have problem. You can even be yotzei zayin, the Rambam Shita, in dividing your day between learning and working, like he says, 9 hours working, 9 hours learning and 3 hours of working. Everyone loves to quote the Rambam that you're not meant to take money to sit and learn. But the same halacha, the Rambam writes, you have to learn 9 hours a day and work 3 hours a day. Why? Because hatzlocha and parnasa doesn't depend on hours and hours. It doesn't depend on brains. We know all the billionaires, excuse me, no one should take offense. Most of them are very, very dumb people. They can hardly, every letter you get from them, they're spelling mistakes. It's not their brains and they'll tell it to you. It's all from Hashem. If it's from Hashem anyway, we have plenty of time to learn and take up the level of our learning to a higher level, more Havana, more understanding and more Chazorah, at least to come out with strong kinyonim in Torah. There's so many milas in the Siyum, in the Limud HaShas, all of us together on the same daf, every day, year after year. Etzem HaTorah. But besides that, it brings Achdut of Klal Israel. It brings us all together. And Havat Israel and Achdut Israel is a t'nai in Kabbalat Torah, and it's a t'nai in Hatzlachat Limud Torah. We see that at Ma'amad Har Sinai it says, "Vi Hansham Yisrael," in the singular, Neged Ahar, and Hazal learn, "Ke'ish echad belev echad." They all became totally united, 600,000 neshamas like one. They went back to being like Adam HaRishon when he was created, with all those neshamas inside of him. What are Hazal telling us? Many Mefarshim bring this yesod. Yisrael, the letters Yisrael, the Notrikon, is Yesh Shishim Rebo Otiyot La Torah. There are 600,000 letters in the Torah, corresponding to the 600,000 Nishamot of Klal Israel. Meaning, you cannot have a perfect Torah. Klal Israel, they are standing before Har Sinai, before Hashem, to receive the Torah HaKdosha. They had to be in total Achdut. If there was sin of one Yid, that means his letter is not in the Sefer Torah. Two letters are missing. You can't have a Torah Shlema without Achdut. So they had to be Ke'ish Echad, Belev Echad. And this is what the Daf Yomi brings about. It brings about total unity and Ahava, that all of Klal Israel are on the same page, on the same Daf, every day. A Yid meets another Yid. Shnaim sheyoshvim, they could be sitting on a park bench or in a taxi or on a bus. Ve'en benehem divrei Torah. If they're learning the Daf Yomi, there's going to be some talk. They're going to discuss. They're going to say, how did you understand Pshat? What's the Pshat? It unites. It brings us all together. And this is a tremendous nikuda in the Maila of the Daf Yomi. Rabotai, we all know we're in Golis. That's our situation. Wherever we are in the world today, we're in Golis. Even in England, there was a current reminder of what could have happened. Hashem Yerachem. We're in Golis. We have to know that. The Zohar says on the pasuk, "Vaymareru et hayehem ba'avodah kasha b'chomer u'bilbenim u'b'chol avodah b'sadeh et kol avodatam asher asu." The Zohar says, "Vaymareru et hayehem ba'avodah kasha da kushya." When you learn, you have a kasha. B'chomer kal v'chomer u'bilbenim da libun halacha v'chol avodah b'sadeh Braita. Et kol avodatam asher asu Mishnah. What's the Zohar saying? The Zohar is telling us a tremendous yesod. Klal Yisrael were in Golis. The majority of Klal Yisrael were avadim nirzaim to Paro b'Mitzrayim. They were slaves in Egypt, suffering slavery at the highest level with tremendous suffering. But there was an option. The moment Yaakov Avinu knew he's going down now to Egypt, the first thing he did, Ve'et Yehuda shalach lefanav goshna el Yosef lehorot. And Hazal say lehakim bet ulpana, bet hora'ah, start a yeshiva. Give an option. The option was Adam la'amal yulad. We were all created to work hard, to be slaves. Avadim hayunim leparo b'Mitzrayim. But we can pay that bill of slavery, of suffering in Galut, by Amal Torah. And that's what the Zohar meant when it said, "V'mareru et hayehem ba'avodah kasha da kushya, b'chomer kal v'chomer, bilvenim libun halacha, v'chol avodah b'sadeh braita, et kol avodatam Mishnah." If we are again Torah while we're in Galut, we don't have to suffer. We will know in Ummah ve'en lashon sheba'olam who can in any way stop the learning of Klal Israel. The Torah magna umatzla, that's guaranteed. You see, throughout the Dorot, from the first Galut after Chorban Beit Rishon, We had the great yeshiva, the yeshivot in Babela, Acharash Ramasger. Then we had Persia, we had Mordechai Yehudi. He did away with Haman. Then we had the Greeks, Mattatyav ben Yohanan Kohen Gadol, all of them Bnei Torah, they did away with the Greeks. The Romans, we've had Rishonim, Achroinim, till this very day. The Torah is flourishing, the yeshivot are booming. Torah is unbelievable today. Maybe in numbers that we didn't have from 1,000 years ago. This is all how we're paying back our debt of Galut by suffering, breaking our head over learning Torah. Be'ezrat Hashem, the zchut of the Torah should be with us forever from this Siyum onwards to many other Siyum. I'm going to just read the first Mishnah of the beginning of Shas. And I want to just express my feelings. I have to finish immediately. When I'm looking at this Daf Gemara, I'm full of emotion. I must admit I'm in love with the Tzurat HaDaf. There's nothing more beautiful in the world than this Tzurat HaDaf, to see a Daf Gemara. I'm remembered of a story from my Rebbe of Shach, Maran Rosh HaYeshiva. His eyesight was very weak. He had very thick glasses. It was difficult for him to read. Once they told him, Rebbe, they have a new cure, laser. You don't need glasses anymore. You have this opportunity, do it. He asked, what percentage of something going wrong? A very small percentage that something could go wrong. He could, God forbid, lose his eyesight. The Rosh Hashiva started crying and weeping and sobbing. He said, what do they want from me? I'm an alter yid. What do I have in my life? A tainig. What pleasure, what happiness, what enjoyment do I have to look at the Daf Gemara? This, I can just look at it. I'm in love with it. I'm not going to risk it, even for all the haftochas in the world. If there's even a little chance that I could, God forbid, lose my eyesight, I'm not interested. So like we said, Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim is Yisod Kol HaTorah Kula, and there's nothing greater than Kabbalat Ol Torah. The Birkei Yosef, the Chida HaKadosh, quotes the Reb Sheftel, the son of the Shlo, who says the chiyuv to learn a Daf Gemara with Tosfot every day is chiyuv hanahat tefillin. עד סוף השמורה הראשונה, דברי רבי אליעזר. החכמים אומרים עד חצות. רבן גמליאל אומר עד שעלה עמוד השחר. מעשהו באו בניו מבית המשתה, אמרו לו, לא קרינו את שמה. אמר להם, אם לא עלה עמוד השחר, חייבים אתם לקרות. ולא זו בלבד, אמרו, אלא כל מה שאמרו חכמים עד חצות, מצוותן עד שעלה עמוד השחר. הקטר חלבים ואיברים, מצוותם עד שעלה עמוד השחר. וכל הנאכלים ליום אחד, מצוותן עד שעלה עמוד השחר. אם כן, למה אמרו חכמים עד חצות? כדי להרחיק את האדם מן העבירה. השם ירחיק אותנו מעבירות ומהעבירה הגדולה של ביטול תורה. We should be zoichet to learn as much as we can every moment of our life. And zchus Torah yagen aleinu ועל כל ישראל, amen.
With so many resources available, Daf Yomi is something that everyone can take on board. Take the lead.
There's always a daf that needs to be learnt. No day can go by without learning Torah.
The most demanding charusa you can get is Daf Yomi.
There's no being tired, there's no vacation, there's no Yom Kippur, no Tisha B'Av, there's nothing. You got to do the Daf Yomi.
It's like breathing. There's not a person that could say he took vacation of breathing.
One of the first things that gets packed into my briefcase is my Gemara.
When you wake up in the morning, you have that objective throughout the day. When am I going to do the daf? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? It's got to get done by the end of the day.
Anyone can do it. It's never too late. Just do it. Just jump into it. Do the daf. It's an absolutely amazing experience.
I will not go into the office if I don't do the daf.
Every day, I come home late at night, it's a part of me. Like I get dressed, like I eat, this is a part of today.
It used to be that I had to fit in learning into my day. Now I have to fit my day into the daf.
Daf Yomi is a life changer.
It becomes really the focus of your life. So it's really about living the daf.
Every day is a celebration. Every daf is a journey.
The chevra of Daf Yomi is like just a big happy family.
Everyone, all different types of people together, and we feel like family.
Whether it's simchas that we share together or it's siyum that we share together, if one guy's not here in the shir, you feel he's missed.
When one of the Bnei Chabura makes a chasana, we don't cancel the shir. We learn Daf Yomi by the chasana.
Ich bin in Team of Sium am Zeitpunkt von all the means schon mit Team of Sium. Hopefully, I'm gonna keep to it. Those the good now went to it. Absolutely, Israel down
to commitment is something which has literally changed my life.
I'm amazed at the dedication that my Maggid Shir has.
It's dark outside, cold and miserable, and he's there, through thick and thin.
When the rabbi comes in, so well prepared, so ready to give us his knowledge, it's amazing.
Wherever you are, whatever you do, you always have one black to do.
Learning Daf Yomi doesn't always come easy. No matter what, we strive to do it.
I didn't grow up religious. I'm a Bal Tshuva. I grew up in a secular school. And every day, this thing keeps me really religious. If it wasn't for the Daf Yomi, I wouldn't be learning now.
And as the Heilige Tanur Rebbe Akiva said, the schus of Limud HaTorah, the schus of Kiddush, Shem Shamayim Berabim, is attributed as niskaf the schus of the Nushim Tzidkoniyos.
Certainly to be part of any Daf Yomi group, whether you're teaching it, whether you're learning it, of course it's Shali, V'Shalachem, Shalahi, and they're as much a part of this simcha as the men who are being Messiah.
Once you start, you make it a kriyas. You're so attached that you want to keep up.
Don't ever give up. Always start.
Don't miss a day. Start learning Daf Yomi right now, this very day.
There's no question that anybody who decides they want to do this can do this, and it will change your life.
It's a larger size. Maybe that's why it's going to smell it.
This particular type of legume or bean, and therefore as a result, fermented. That's the fermented. So what does that mean?
name is David Rothschild. With Chasdei Hashem, I'm 96 years old. I have a lot to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but one of the biggest events in my life was how Daf Yomi changed my life. I come from a family. We were 10 siblings, 9 boys and 1 daughter. And when I was 16, 17 years old, my father sent me to yeshiva. Yeshiva was not too far from Switzerland, in France, in Strasbourg, which is a city in France. And my dear grandfather, Zichrono Livrocha, le Grand Rabbi Weil, he founded this yeshiva, and I came in and I started to learn, but for a very, very short time. The war broke out in 1939, and I had to go as soon as possible home again. After the war, I started to study and married, and then one morning something happened to me. I was in the middle of my 50s. I don't know why, I wasn't careful, and my trilling fell down to the ground. And I said, you know what, I have to fast. I start tomorrow morning. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. About 5 people, they were sitting in a chavrus, they were learning something. I didn't know what they were learning, but I said, better should I see myself. I sit down with these people and hear what they are learning. I was sitting down, and I didn't know this was the Daf Yomi they had at this time. So I started, and since I started, I never came away. Slowly, it became for me a second nature to have the Daf Yomi. It was a little bit like in the morning, if you didn't put tefillin, you are not a mensch. In the morning, if I didn't have my Daf Yomi shir, I felt something I'm missing. And since it's about 35 years, I think, since I started, Baruch Hashem, I'm now completely 4 cycles and a half. At the same time, my children, grandchildren, even great-grandchildren started also to learn the Daf Yomi. I have a son-in-law in London, Yitzchok is his name. When he saw me learning the Daf Yomi, one day he said, I want also to make Daf Yomi. And since he's learning Daf Yomi, and every day he's there. I have another son-in-law, which is in America, in Cleveland. Moshe Landa is his name. And he's even a Makitchir of the Daf Yomi. Then I have grandchildren. Baruch Hashem, they're going in Daf Yomi. And I have even 2 grandchildren. When they heard of the themes this year, they say both, one is 16, one is 70 years old. We want to oblige ourselves that from now on, we want to be member of the Daf Yomi learner. So Baruch Hashem, 4 generations we have, and I'm very proud.
It's never too late to start. Pick up your Gemara and start your journey today.
בצבע בשוב אלוהים הינוך המול בליפה וגם יהיה מסמנה הם מסמנה דן ויום כהן גובו
Thank you, the choir. Thank you, Yoeli Dickman, and thank you, and the London song for the wonderful songs are in the heritage of the City of London.
Very quickly, I'd like to thank a few people who made this Mamad Kiddush Hashem the success it had been. Preparations for this day began over a year ago, and Baruch Hashem, tonight we all reap the benefits. In the Mishabayach of Chol Misha Eiskim B'tzorcha Tzibah, it's split into categories of different types of doers and donors. That's all besides one, which is neither a doer nor a donor. So why do they merit the same baruchas? The simple answer is that Askonim can build the nicest besmedrash, but without boim b'soicham le'spal, it's all in vain. Likewise tonight, I first thank all the Rabbonim, all the Lomdei Daf, all the Magidi Shiurim, and all the guests, Sheboim B'Soicham, because without you, all the work of the Askonim would be in vain. I thank the honorary officers of Agudath Israel under the leadership of Rav Aguna Rakamai Rosenbaum Shlita, the Ger Rosh Hashiva, the chairman of the Sim Executive Committee, the veteran Askan, Rabbi Yossi Schleider, Rabbi Shol Bodner, and the rest of the committee, Rabbi Shol Bodner, Rabbi Yitzi Schafer, Rabbi Yechiel Leitner, and Rabbi Borchav Romstein. I thank all the shul reps and all the many people who helped towards this project, especially the past week. So many volunteers, putting in hours of work. You should all be gebenched with the bruchas of Kol Misha Eisik B'tzorcha Tzibah. Before I end, I have the great kavod and privilege to call upon a younger man, young in years but old in askonas. And as the Gemara states, that Rebbe is mechayev the Ashirim and Hillel is mechayev the Aniyim. Yes, this younger man is mechayev the Askonim, keeping us motivated with his devotion, his dedication, his Übergegebenkeit, busying himself the past months all day and in recent days all night, literally, covering every element of organizing this Mamad. I proudly call upon Ha'avrech HaYokev HaChuvev, Reb Borchav Romstein, to come and collect a gift as a token of appreciation. May all the future Habutzas HaTorah and massive Kiddushem Shemayim that this Mamad will achieve be as a chis to you, your wife and children, and may Hashem fill this cost with bruchas and yeshias for you. Thank you.
Two Siyumim ago, the voice of Rabbi Yisachar Fran Shlita was heard throughout the world, telling us to savor the moment, to cherish the moment. If we are going to wake up tomorrow morning early, feeling happy, committed to doing more and more for Torah, for our children, for our surroundings, for Klal Yisrael, it will be because we have listened carefully to the words of Rabbi Yisachar. We have the great kavod to call on that crown of English-speaking Torah speakers, Rabbi Yisachar Fran Shlita.
Bershus, Ranan Rabbanan Rabbeisai, I am under strict instructions not to mention the name of Reb Shaul Bodner. But that only pertains for his work to make this magnificent event happen. But he has been my achsanya for the last 12 or 14 hours, including a delicious meal tonight. And the Chazal say the Peisin b'chvoid achsanya. So therefore, Reb Shaul and your Rebbitzin, thank you for being my host. I must tell you that I am here tonight under false pretenses. When the Agudath Israel of America asked me to participate in the Siyum in London, I asked them whether I could give the same speech that I gave at MetLife. They told me, yes, of course you can do that, maybe make a few changes here and there, but basically it can be the same speech. At the Siyum at MetLife, every time an English person came over to me and said, I'm here, but I'm waiting to hear what you have to say in London, es ist mir nicht gut geworden. And truth be told, that in today's day and age, where something is said halfway around the world and within minutes it's transmitted to the other side of the world, it really was not lamaisa to say the same speech. So therefore, hini muchen mezumen, to give you your own special speech in London, England. Reb Zundel Kreuzer was once told by a doctor that he has to undergo a very important test, a very serious test. He should come back tomorrow to take the test. Reb Zundel came home, and in order for him that the test should be matzliach, he said he's going to make a siyum on a mesechta. So he went and he asked his family to give him a Gemara Bava Basra, which he learned through the night and finished the next day, which is in itself a story by itself. At the Hadran of that Masechta Bava Basra, Reb Zundel made the following comment. The Lashon of the Siyum, as we all know, is Kishem Shazartani L'Sayim Masechta Zu Kein Tazreni Lahaschil U'L'Sayim Masechtas V'Svar Macherim. Reb Zundel pointed out that there's an inconsistency in that sentence. It's not parallel. It should either write Kishem Shazatani Lahaschil L'Sayim Masechta Zu, Kein Tazreni Lahaschil L'Sayim Svar Macherim, or it should merely say Kishem Shazatani L'Sayim Masechta Zu, Kein Tazreni L'Sayim Masechta Svar Macherim. Why one is L'Sayim and one is Lahaschil L'Sayim? So Reb Zundel said that when a person starts a Masechta, the Satan and the Yetzer Hara isn't worried, because many people start Masechtas, but they never finish them. But what gets a Satan nervous is when a person, in fact, finishes a Masechta, and now he's beginning to start a new Masechta. And the Satan knows that this person is serious. And therefore, there's a special bakasa, a siyata d'shmaya, kishem she'azartani l'sayim Masechta Zu, Rebbeinu Shalom, give me the siyata d'shmaya against the Satan, lahaskol l'sayim svar macherim. If that is true, when a person is Messiah, one Masechta, can you begin to imagine what it must be like for the Satan when Gans Klal Yisrael is Messiah, Gans Masechta, Gans Shas? What kind of kitrug there will be on the Satan to not to let that happen? And that is why we have to say in the Tefillah of the Hadran, Kein Tazreni Lahaskul L'Sayim Svar Macherim, and the Satan shouldn't be Mekatrik on Klal Yisrael, that we should be Zeich in another 7.5 years for Yerushalayim or HaKadosh to be Messiah Shas once again. You know, we normally speak in terms of a Siyum as looking back as what has been accomplished. That is certainly true. But there's another perspective of what a Siyum is. The Medrash in Shir HaShirim It says the makar for the concept of making a siyum, we learn out from Shlomo HaMelech. Chazal say that Begivayin Nira Hashem El Shlomo, the pasuk says that Rebbeinu Shalom appeared to Shlomo, the Feba Chalaim Halayla, and he asked him famously, Shlomo HaMelech, what do you want? Whatever you want, I will give you. So Shlomo HaMelech said, Omar Shlomo, Meshal Kesef Etzov Avonim Tevis Margolius. I will ask for money, for jewels, and for pearls. Hunaisinli, El Harei Ani Shayel Es HaChochma V'Hachol Bichlal. What I want is Chochma, and everything will flow from that. Omar LaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Rebbeinu Shalom says to Shlomo HaMelech, Chochma Sha'alta, you ask for Chochma, V'Leishalta Aisher V'Nechosim V'Nefesh Eivecha. So Zokter Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm going to go ahead and I give you Chochma, and everything will be included. Zokter Posik, Vayikat Shlomo V'Hinei Chalaim. Miyad, after this, Vayava Yerushalayim Vayamed Lifnei Oren Bris Hashem. Shlomo HaMelech came to Yerushalayim, and he went ahead and he's bakim korvanos. Zok the medrash mikan sha'oisin suda legomra shel Torah. This is the makar of Siyum. Mikan sha'oisin suda legomra shel Torah. Because Shlomo HaMelech asked for chachma. Frexach the kasha. The medrash doesn't seem to make any sense. Shlomo HaMelech finished nothing. He was merely granted chachma. So what's the raya? Mikan she'oisen suda legomer shel Torah. Was hat geendigt? What did he finish? Zetman from here that a siyum is not about being retrospective. It's being also about prospective. It is about looking forward at what can be accomplished. Once Shlomo HaMelech was gifted with Chochmah, he knew that now he could master Kol HaTorah Kula and all the Chochmahs. And therefore, Mikan Shais and Suda Legomer Shel Torah. Because he saw what can be done and what can be accomplished. And therefore, this is already a Siyum HaTorah. Or as Ramesh Soloveitchik once said in the name of his father, Reb Chaim, Shlomo HaMelech was not a Chosen Torah. Shlomo HaMelech was a Chosen Bereshis. And all of those of you here who have finished Shas and see what can be done and see what can be accomplished, and you have tasted the sweetness of Torah and the satisfaction of knowing a Bichelik of Torah, now you can go further. And that's what we're supposed to get out of the Siyum. Mikan Sheis and Suda Legomer Shel Torah. We saw what can be done, and now we're going to do it more and again. For those of you who have learned the Daf Yomi, you should consider going ahead. For those of you who haven't learned the Daf Yomi, you should consider doing so. Look around this arena, or in your shul, or in your shtibel, or in your office. Maybe you know someone who has finished Shas, and you're amazed at his dedication. But you have to ask yourself the question, why not me? You know, there's the famous Gemara in Masechta Yuma, which I will not elaborate. But the Gemara says in Masechta Yuma that three people come to the Din and Shamayim after they die, the Ani, the Ashir, and the Rasha. And the Ani, the Rebbeinu Shalom asks the Ani, why weren't you Isaac and Torah? And the Ani says, because I was too poor, I was too preoccupied with making a parnasa, I didn't have time to learn Torah. The Rebbeinu Shalom says, were you more poor than Hillel? And Hillel, no matter how poor he was, he learned Torah. And then the Usher comes to Shamayim, and the Rebbeinu Shalom asks him, why didn't you learn Torah? And he says, because I was too wealthy and had so many properties to take care of, I didn't have time. And then the Rebbeinu Shalom asks him, were you more wealthy than Rabbi Eliezer ben Charsoim, who had dozens and dozens of cities and properties, and he learned Torah? And then the Rasha will come to the Shamayim. The Rebbeinu Shalom asked the Rasha, the person who was a Baltaiva, who had Nisyonis, why didn't you learn Torah? And the Rosh will say, I had such a Yetzer Hara, I couldn't control my Yetzer Hara. I had so many Nisyanis. The Rebbe will say, did you have more Nisyanis and challenges than Yosef HaTzadik? When we leave this world after 120 years, the Rebbe Shalom will ask us the same type of question. Why weren't you Messiah Shas? Or why weren't you Kaveh Torah, Itim LaTorah? And you'll say, because I was too poor, I was too rich, I was too busy, I was too this, I was too that. And they'll say, do you know Goldberg who sits next to you in shul? Do you know Steinberg, the guy in the office? He finished Shas. He's a Kaveh Itim. Why can't you? And that's why we have to walk out of this event tonight resolving that we were going to go ahead, if not finish Shas, but we're going to have a Seder Kavua, come what may. Is Daf Yomi hard? You bet it is. Can learning Gemara be challenging? Yes, it can. And I will tell you right now, will you understand every daf in Shas? Probably not. Will there be entire sections that you don't get? Yes, the answer is yes. But you should still try. I once heard from Rav Yaakov HaKohen Pam, the Rashiv and Torah Das, who quoted an amazing Shulchan Aruch Harav from the Rav Bal HaTanya, where the Rav Bal HaTanya writes, V'zeh l'shaynei, yesh la'odam lasek b'chol ha'teira. You should be Isaac in all areas of Torah. Gam b'dvarim shelo yuchal lahavin, even things you won't be able to understand. You'll get stuck in Yavamis. You'll get stuck in Krisis and in Temurah. But Zokta Rav Shulchan Aruch, if you went through those Gemaras in this world, la'asid lava yiske lahavin, you will come to the Yeshiva Shomayla. And that Gemara that you didn't know what was flying, you will know what it is in the Yeshiva Shomayla. As he stated in Rav Shulchan Aruch. Rav Pam said, you know what it is like? A Bachar is in Yeshiva. During first Seder, he's supposed to make a laning. He's trying to figure out the Gemara. And he can't figure out the Gemara at all. And he comes into Shir, and the Rebbe explains it. And all of a sudden, he knows the Gemara. Rav Pam said, this world is the first Seder. It's when you make a laning. You try to understand as much as you can. But if you do, then you will go to the Yeshiva Shomayla, and you won't sit there like a dummy, because you'll understand then what it was, because you tried in this world. And once you get into learning, you will taste the sweetness of Torah. And once you taste that sweetness, you'll never want to give it up. I had a Rebbe when I was in yeshiva. His name was Rabbi Yankov Moshe Kolevsky. I never met a person who enjoyed learning more than he. The geschmack of learning, the sweetness of Torah. When father would have a son who's becoming bar mitzvah or an upshur, and they'd come to Rav Kolevsky and say, give a bracha to my son, he should be an Adam Gadol. Rav Kolevsky would say, I can't give your son a bracha, should be an Adam Gadol, because there are too many factors involved. It depends on him, it depends on his asmada, etc. But you know what I'll give the child? I'll give the child that you should always have the sweetness of Torah. And once you taste the sweetness of Torah, then you will be hooked. Rav Shwav Zichron Levrocha once said that learning Torah is like going into a swimming pool on a very hot day. You know, when you stick your toes into the water and say, oh, it's so cold. And you're hesitant to go into the swimming pool, but it's so burning hot. So finally you take the plunge and you jump into the swimming pool, and it cools you off, and you're enveloped in that cool water of the swimming pool, and you say, Azei Gishmak, it's so beautiful and so wonderful to be in the pool. That's what learning Torah is about. You know, when you look around This arena and what we've experienced here tonight, there are all sorts of emotions. There's simcha, there's excitement, there's a sense of history. And for those of you who have finished Shas, and especially for those of you who have taught Shas, there is a deserved sense of accomplishment and pride. But I'll tell you what my emotion is when I come to Siyum Hashas like this. I stand in awe of those people who have finished Shas, because learning the Daf Yomi is a relentless endeavor. There are no days off. If I can borrow the slogan of the United States Postal Service, there is no allowance for snow, sleet, rain, or hail, nor gloom of night. And neither is there any excuse for the late night chasanas, or being up half the night with an infant who has an ear infection, or Erev Pesach, or Erev Yom Kippur. There are hundreds and hundreds of stories of the Mesiras Nefesh of people who learned the Daf Yomi. Let me cite just one. His name was Yankiv Hendel from the city of Sigit in Hungary. Somehow he managed to smuggle into the ghetto a one-volume Gemara of Nedarim, Nazir, and Saita. On the cover of the Gemara and on the margins of some of the pages, he wrote his feelings, his struggles to keep up with the daf. At the end of Nedarim, he asks Mechila from the Rebbeinu Shalom for not keeping up with the Daf Yomi as he usually did in the ghetto of Sigit. At the beginning of Nazir, he wrote, "May the Rebbeinu Shalom strengthen me physically so that I may be zeicha to finish this Masechta in tranquility." And at the end of Nazir, he wrote, "I thank Hashem doubly, as today I finished Nazir for the second time." Dated Lag BaOmer, 5702, 1942, Sigit. This could be an inspiration to all of us of how seriously we should take our learning and our storim. And that dedication and perseverance is a manifestation of incredible discipline. And that is what I'm in awe of. And truth be told, I'm envious of that discipline. Which got me thinking, what motivates people to maintain that discipline? And perhaps the answer is that the Leim de Hadaf have a sense of mission. And when people are on a mission, then there's no stopping them. Regular people can do great things when they have a sense of mission. You hear that expression all the time. He's on a mission. And so are the Leim de Hadaf. And let's face it, Moirai v'Rabbaisai, we all need a mission. Because that's why the Rebbeinu Shalom put us on this earth. Just this very afternoon, when we lain by Mincha the Haftarah, Ki kasher yered hageshem in hashamayim, like the rain comes down from the heavens, v'shem v'shelim in hashamayim, v'shama lo yashuv. It doesn't return. Ki im hirvoas ha'aretz v'hoyli davi hitzmicha, until it waters and nourishes the land. So the Heiligis Fasemes, that pasuk is an allusion to life. The Rebbeinu Shalom put us down on this world. We each gave us a mission. The Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't want us to return until we complete that mission. And just like the Shelig and the Geshem shouldn't come back, so too we. So often people ask themselves, what's my mission? Every person has to figure that out for themselves. But finishing Shas and Limud HaTorah can be part of that mission. And in fact, it can be your masterpiece. Everyone here, everyone on this earth should feel like the Rebbeinu Shalom put me here to draw my masterpiece. And finishing Shas is a worthy masterpiece. And nor does it have to be all of Shas. There is a man who's buried in Har HaManuchos in Yerushalayim. He wanted the following written on his matzeva. I'm not making this up. Poi Nitman, Harav HaChosid, Rabbi Eliezer Yosef ben Rabbi Yitzchak Halevi Letterberg. That's the name of the person, Rabbi Eliezer Letterberg. Here b'tzter barabim, Lomad v'chazar balpeh, Yeser midalid alofim pam, Mesechtes Beitza v'Rosh Hashanah. A man who learned Rosh Hashanah and Beitza 4,000 times. And I want that written on my matzeva. And I want people to look at that matzeva and say, why on earth would a person chazer, Be'ah, and Rosh Hashanah 4,000 times? And here's the answer. Because Mr. Letterberg, or Rabbi Letterberg, went to a doctor, an eye doctor, because he was having trouble seeing, and the doctor told him, you're going to lose your vision within 6 months, and you won't be able to learn. So Rabbi Eliezer Letterberg went ahead in those 6 months, and he learned Be'ah and Rosh Hashanah 4,000 times, so that when he would go blind, he would have what to learn. That is a masterpiece. And everyone needs that masterpiece. Maybe learning Mishnah Brura, knowing it cold, is your masterpiece. Maybe knowing a Masechta inside out is your masterpiece. But you must paint that masterpiece. And for those women who make it possible for their husbands to learn Daf Yomi, which is a difficult task, that could be your masterpiece. The day of the Siyum Hashas, the day before the Siyum Hashas, I got a letter addressed to Rebbetzin Frand, my wife. In the letter, the person says that he went to MetLife Stadium 7.5 years ago. While listening to all that was going on, his wife, who was sitting at home on her couch, watching it online, she texted him and said to her husband, "Why can't you do that?" And because of that text, that man finished Shas this time around. And he wanted to thank my wife and his wife and all the Ezer Kenegdos out there for making it possible for husbands to finish Shas. If my cursory review of history is correct, the Jews of England have been here since the days of William the Conqueror, going back to the year 1070. That's almost 1,000 years that you have been in England. You have been expelled, discriminated against, oppressed for a good part of that time. And today, in the year 2020, shockingly against something that I would never have believed. Anti-Semitism is rearing its ugly head here in the United Kingdom and in the United States of America, in Borough Park and Williamsburg, in Muncie, and unfortunately in other places as well, in Poway, California, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's an incredible medrash in Eicha. The medrash says that Rebbeinu Shalom will come to Klal Yisrael. Kishiyavai Keitza Geula, when the Geula will finally come. Oimer lehem HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Rebbeinu Shel Olam Bichvaydai Uva'atzmai will come to us and they'll say, Bonai, my entire kinder, my dear children, Toma mikem, heich himtantem li koleisa hashanim. How did you wait? How did you do it? How did you wait these 2,000 years? Why didn't you give up? The Rebbeinu Shalom fragt the Shaila. How did you do it? What's with you? Zok the Medrash. Oymim lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Rebbeinu Shalom ilulei teiroscha shenasata lanu kvar avadnu ha'umis. Without your Torah, we would have never made it. L'kach nemar zeis oshiv el libi vein zeis el Torah shenemar v'zeis ha-Torah. L'kach omar David b'Tehillim lulei seiroscha sha'ashuai ozavadati ba'ani. You have done it, and Klal Yisrael have done it, because of one thing. Lulei seiroscha shashuai, if not my heilige, beautiful, lovely Torah, ozavadati ba'ani. And Emir Hashem, b'korev mamish, when the Rebbeinu Shalom will come and he'll bring the Gula, he'll ask us that question, how did you do it? And the answer would be, Lulei seiroscha shashuai, ozavadati ba'ani.
Thank you, Rabbi Friend, to capture the moment and to we call on the Kedishas for Adna Mevishan Shlita to be Messiah, the evening, to capture the moment and to help Phyllis Kabulas.
Alpha Yisrael, Gain Yazugen, Shema Yisrael, im Kabbalah und sich all Malchi Shemayim. Wusste die Sot von Krishma? Die Sot von Krishma ist, weißt du, jeder Jid will dabbenen, will lernen, will die Gitte Sachen, jeder versteht und glaubt, als Kehir Chayayni, Eure Chemayni, aber gewöhnlich ist, jeder will, wenn sie kommen tun gering, man darf doch nicht viel klugen, damals Adra behitten ma Teuve Manuam. Aber man muss sich immer tun, schwerste lernen, schwerste Davonen, damals sich ein bisschen anders. Das ist die Sort von Krishma. Die Sort von Krishma ist, dass jeder sagt, dass da ein bisschen mit Messias Nefesh, a vieles kommt sich gering, die Mutter bringt dich, einer Teure im Schkeyemes, nicht Schmeim mit Atmeleu, und auch die Klugen auf Teure, Mindlich da, mein mit, dafür das Sach, mein hier, aber jeder gehen mal Plug, nicht nur, was er tun kann, mit Gring. Die Schuhe bringen, Kav, Aches, das Schuhe du auf ein Bike von Ayid, da geht sich ein Bike, mehr wie lang Gewohnheit, damals ist es sehr Gold. Wir suchen noch, über die Psyche hat gesagt, als man dem Lebensschaar, auf dem wir sich in die Eibisse, wenn ich schon gewähnt habe, über die Psyche, ik is gaar, ben vader geworden op zich. Ik jierlijkheid is, jede dag, dan met 10, vullen, met afdag een beetje mooi zijn even gedaan, vullen ze hem toen schwer. Deze hen, man udem lemokem, teure und fille und andere Sachen. In hen, man udem gewaire, geben Zeduke, oder Helfer von Ayid. Ich auch, viele ist einmal ein bisschen viel, tut mal ein bisschen mit sich Nefisch gedem. Darf doch auch umstrengen. Deze die soort van Indien van Christen van Messias Nefisch. Deze Indien, was man lukt ook, staat als doet drei Eitjes, teure en Christen Jaskeloi, Christen de gemitten, Christen de Indien van Messias Nefisch, is teure de teure, en Jaskeloi gaat geloof op aan Oedem gewaarde, bij de moeder bengtig, en we daarvan aantrachten, einmal lammel de Oedem, de Keese, willen zo, willen woenen, hele teure in mitte zum Maßen teuven, maar die alle Sachen, da waren in Indien mit Christen, mit Jaskeloi. We samen dan met dat woord, we legt erover de hand bij Shema Yisroel, legt met de hand auf een Eugen, kelan de Remes, als ze doen nog een zaak, wat vandaag voor Messias Nefisch, of de Indien van Shmi Sanayim, jede Jid, we gaat in de gassen, we glal, nog kicken heilige en lechtige Sachen, deze de Indien legt de hand van Eugen, of de hand ook dan, de Indien van Messias Nefisch. Samen met een klein woord, door wat van de leidelijke beroepen van Immer Chaim. We schamen heilig, we gaan Medina. Aan de Shema Yisroel, für Motka Tzadik, in gegangen, mit Chol Medinas Machisa, in de ganze Welt ist gegangen. Sie gehen ein paar Jahre zurück, ich bin ein Kindes, Klal Yisroel, in Amerika. De Tatsachen in Beruche, gelukt damals, Kabul soll machen Shemaim, gelukt damals Shema Yisroel. Sie gehen beginnen von Heulen, mit Chol Medinas Machisa. Man weiß doch, dass Beruchem und die Fülle von der Tzadik die Gnitzige ist. Weet man da, dass Jenny Shema Yisroel soll uns auch begleiten. Auch die Shema Yisroel von ganz Klal Yisroel, von Alf Yisroel. Also da nicht nur Deure, nicht nur Sungen Shema Yisroel. Da Tag nur mit Kaim, da kann Tag mit Kaim dann die Shema Yisroel. Als je helft Tag mit der Zeuge dann. Lilmoit und Lamoit, Lichmel Ases. Da dann Eurech Yom Yemino, Shmoyle Oishe Vechubet. Shema Yisroel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim. Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim.
Tionte